Salutare tuturor! Vă salut, stați un pic că dau sonor aici. Ok, mixajul ok, așa. Vă salut pe toți, ce mai faceți voi? Cum mai sunteți? Vă salut pe toți, sper că merge bine, stați un pic. Merge, oare bine? Merge? Cred că mă aud bine. Cred că merge bine, vă salut pe toți, ce mai faceți voi? Astăzi o să reacționăm la noua finală. Bineînțeles că am mai reacționat la Brawl Stars campionat mondial, bineînțeles, așa că hai să intrăm și noi să facem și noi predictul. Bineînțeles că n-am făcut predictul, așa că hai că intru și eu acum. Event, cum era event Brawl Stars, cred că așa era event Brawl Stars, așa era, ok. Și bine că ai intrat puțin pe Brawl Stars, bine intrăm puțin pe Brawl Stars, da, intrăm Gabi Boss, cu mare drag putem intra. Din păcate eu nu pot să, eu l-am făcut de mult. Eu deocamdată nu am făcut predictul, așa că hai să facem și noi predictul un pic așa. Să zicem și noi așa, avem aici Elvat cu Gam, nu știu, mi se pare egal aici, nu știu ce să zic, pe cine să aleg băieți aici, dar Elvat, am văzut cum joacă Gam, Gam, nu știu ce să zic, să luăm, mi se pare, nu-l cunosc pe Elvate, nu știu, Elvate, zici Gabi Boss că e bun? Elvate o să fie primul meci cum trebuie, băieți? Elvate, cred că... nu știu cum joacă Elvate. Echipa asta, Elvate. Mi se pare, nu știu, dacă joacă bine sau nu. Nu știu ce să zic, dacă câștigă Sigame sau... Hai să trecem după asta, că nu mi se pare, nu știu ce să zic. Să luăm pe Elvate sau... E bună? Ok, hai să vedem. Hai să vedem. E bună. Hai să mergem pe mâna ta, Gabi Boss, dar... Sau... Nu știu ce să zic. Să pun pe mâna ta sau să iau eu decizia mea. Eu cred că iau pe Sigam sau... hai să zicem pe mâna ta. Deci asta este... Aici un caz câștigă echipa aceasta. Aici văleu ce aici, Zeta Division cu Crash Rock, aici pe mâna mea. Să vedem. Aici Inter, Crazy Crackers sau Zeta Division, what? Aici e mai un pic mai complicat. Zeta Division a câștigat vreo două campionate mondiale sau 3, nu mai știu, cred că 3, nu mai știu. Sunt bune keeper. Da, am văzut că e și bun și Crazy Record, dar nu știu ce să zic, să iau pe Zeta Division sau pe... Este o luptă strânsă aici un pic, care ar fi echipa cea mai bună, dar nu știu ce să zic, echipa asta să fie mai bună sau nu. Mi se pare foarte complicat aici, mi se pare să iau Zeta sau Crazy Record. Cred că iau pe Zeta pentru că am câștigat vreo multe campionate. Așa, aici Rival Sport, nu știu, pe ăștia Himmel. Cred că Himmel cred că e mai bun așa. Am votat Crazy Record. Ok. Eu am votat Zeta Division că mi se pare că cât de cât eu zic că o să joace cât de cât. Nu știu ce să zic, așa că ia să vedem în grupa D, avem grupa D, în grupa D avem așa Rivale Sport sau HMB, ce să alegem noi de aici? Avem aici arate pe cel mai mult pe el, nu știu ce să zic, echipa asta, Humber. Ok, hai că luăm pe Humber. Aici, nu știu ce să zic, în grupa B, pe Rempton, nu știu ce să zic, să țin cu echipa italiană sau cu, nu știu ce echipă e asta, sau din altă parte, să țin cu Europa sau cu o altă parte, sau nu știu cum, cred că tot în Europa. Da, o luăm pe Robtoin, sper să câștige. Așa, aici F2 Sport, luăm pe, bineînțeles că luăm pe ăsta, nu mai stăm la discuții. Aici o luăm pe asta. Aici Zeta Division cu luminos, nu știu ce să zic. Nu știu ce să zic aici. Aici ai că o luăm pe Zeta Division, oare? O luăm în continuare Zeta Division. Aici nu știu ce să zic. Din grupa Elvato, hai că luăm pe Elvato aici. Văleu, aici siguranță mi se pare că cum să câștigi în pioner? Cine-i pionerul ăștia? Mă refer, ce mă gândesc? Cine-i pionerii ăștia? Mă gândesc, ce-i pionerii ăștia? Mă gândesc ce pionerii ăștia, băi. Ciment. Fluid. Aici nu știu ce să zic, tome sau pionieri. E un pic complicat. Pionerii, hai să-i luăm pe pionieri sau îi luăm pe pionieri, oare? Sau mai bine, nu știu ce să zic, luăm pionerii, băieți. E complicat aici. Hai că luăm pe ăsta. Dacă mănâncă, aici luăm pe Reacon. Aici, nu știu ce să zic, aici, hai să zicem Rivale Sport, că mi se pare, cred că asta e echipă mai slabă. Hai că o votăm pe asta. Și avem aici, avem așa. Ia să dăm prima echipă. Avem Elvato, ok, până nu dăm salvare. Avem Elvato aici albastru, avem pe Spar, ok. Avem pe Zeta aici, Bel, ok, aici Remptoni, ok, Sigames, ok, Humble, ok, Zeta Division aici, bun, Elvato, ok, aici am zis și eu așa, intră pe Brosas, da, intru imediat, nu o să pot să dau captură de ecran pe live, că eu nu pot să intru cu ecran, din păcate, că n-am aici cum să fac, așa că o să joc așa, îți dau intru pe cont, așa că ia să vedem, intru acum. What? Nu, bă, nu mi-a dat refresh, wow. Ok, aici așa, aici iau Zeta Division, aici am luat așa, aici am luat așa, aici am luat așa, aici am luat așa, aici am luat Zeta Division, m-au aruncat ăștia, ok, aici am luat așa, aici o iau așa, aici o iau așa și acum o salvăm, submit, gata. Don't predict, gata. Asta e predicta mea. Sănătate la neamuri, băieți. Gata, e sănătate la neamuri, ce să mai zicem. Asta e treaba. Asta e viața. Asta e sănătate. Dacă nu câștigă, nu câștigă. Hai să începem finalul în 14 minute. În 14 minute, ok. În 14 minute, ok, cât de cât, ok, 14 minute. Hai că, da, 13 minute, hai că e ok, hai să vedem. Intră, îți dau, ia să vedem, ești pe, ok, ești pe Galbos, ești pe Brosas, că nu pot să nu pot să pun ecranul, din păcate, să joc cu Brosars. Așa că pot să joc doar așa, fără să vedeți voi. Uite, vedeți că mă joc, din păcate nu pot acum, dar o să încerc pe viitor, o să fac ceva, o captură. Deocamdată n-am ce ne mai intru pe contul meu. Ok, hai că intru acum pe contul tău. Acum, ia să vedem unde. Așa, add friend. Add friend, acum să vedem. Gabi boss, hai să vedem unde e Gabi boss. Uite Gabi, aici ai. Uite aici e Gabi. Ok. Ok, ia să vedem. Ia să vedem. Ok, văd că are legendară. Ok, ia să vedem ce brawler. Are are vreo 2 brawler 40, ok. 2 brawler aici, să vedem dacă. Uite că mai are încă unul. 3 brawler de 40, încă unul de 40, încă unul de, hai zicem 5, 6, 7, 8. Uite că l-are unul maxat. Băi, băiatule, cum ai, bă, a reușit pe Lily, Muie și Clank maxim, ok, 3 de ăștia maxim, ok. Uite și la trofeele mele, ok, mă uit și la trofeele tale. Ai 45 de trofee, da, am văzut că ai 45 de trofee. E ok, trofeele cât de cât. Cât de cât sunt ok trofeele. M-am uitat un pic așa, avem 41, 40. Hai că, uite așa, ia uite, aici, da. Se vede dacă e 45. Am mai mulți de dat monstrofiros. Da, am văzut că ai mai mulți. Am văzut că ai mai mulți monstrofiros, dacă e. Ok, așa, ia să vedem. Mai am de jucat mult să recuperez, din păcate eu. Așa că am de recuperat mult. Ok, ia să vedem. Am mai mulți, am 5 de tire maxim. Da, am văzut că ai 5 de tire maxim. Am văzut că ai tire de maxim, da, na. Am văzut că ai tire maxim, 5 de aia, da. Uite că avem 9 minute. 9 minute până vine turnamentul, băieți. 9 minute. Apăsați și voi un like acolo să facem și noi. Să facem și noi 20 de like-uri dacă sau 10 like-uri, că încă nu sunt 10 like-uri. Hai să facem și noi 10 like-uri acolo. Și apăsați și voi butonul de abonare, că na, bineînțeles că e gratis. Dacă e. Dacă vreți să vedeți și voi campionatul mondial cu noi și cu noi, aveți și o să răspundem, încercăm să răspundem la răspunsuri corecte, predictele, bineînțeles, predicțiile corect, așa că revin imediat după ce trece câteva minute. Salut salut Serafan, bine ai venit pe chat. Revin imediat, să nu vă supărați, revin imediat Serafan și Gabi, o să revin imediat, mă duc să beau niște apă până vine update, până vine campionatul mondial, să vedem și noi dacă am dat bine și să vedem dacă câștigăm recompensele alea de recompensele frumos, nu știu dacă luăm sau nu. Așa că revin imediat. Sper să nu vă supărați. Puteți să vorbiți pe chat și revin. Am revenit, băieți, gata, am revenit, băieți și fete, am revenit, gata. Mă scuzați că că trebuia să beau și eu niște apă, n-am, așa, ok, așa că hai să vedem și noi dacă acum și apare în 5 minute, fresh, cred că ne aducem și o Coca-Cola, nu știu, vedem, 5 minute, avem de mult de stat, avem multe meciuri aici, ia să vedem predicția noastră aici, ok, ia să vedem, hai mergeți să predict, ok, avem aici predictul nostru aici avem un match A, un match B, un match C, un match D, în grupa B, încă un grupa A, un match grupa C, grupa A, grupa B, grupa C, grupa D, dar este împărțită în două live-uri, cam așa, e împărțită în două live-uri, nu știu cum e procedura. Uite aici, avem aici două mergi 1 din grupa A, aici sunt, astea sunt două live-uri separate. Partea asta e separată și aici e partea separată cumva. Eu țin cu Zeta Division, tu cu cine ții, eu nu știu cu cine țin, cred că anul acesta nu vreau, bine mai țin și cu Zeta Division, dar mai țin și un pic cu o echipă italiană, că Red Tony, pentru că m-am săturat să fie Zeta Division, bineînțeles că nu mai vreau să văd deja Division, sau echipa care au zis Guy Boss, mi se pare ok cât de cât, nu, Zeta Division am zis așa, dar pentru că are multe campionate câștigate, dar cel mai bun este Crazy Raccoon, mi se pare că o să câștige, mi se pare, sau această echipă, mi se pare că câștigă, nu știu sigur dacă câștigă ăla sau ăla, nu știu sigur, dar unul dintre aceștia cred că o să câștige, dar zigam nici gând o să fie, nici... Bine, hai să zicem că și ăsta poate să câștige, hai să zicem că poate să câștige și Hime Băle, dar Luminas, nu știu ce să zic, Intensai. Ok. Zeta Division, nicio... Dacă ăștia mai câștigă un campionat, eu mă rad. Crazy este Tensai. Da, mi se pare că Crazy, da, această echipă Crazy Raccoon este cât de cât capabilă să... Dar și Zeta Division, dacă câștigă Zeta Division, cred că nu știu ce să fac. Nu știu ce provocare să fac. Dacă câștigă Zeta Division, nu știu ce să mă gândesc. Mă gândesc eu ce să fac dacă câștigă Zeta Division. Să vedem ce avem noi aici. Dacă câștigă Zeta Division, nu știu ce să zic. Postez în fiecare zi? Nu cred că e bun. Nu. Să postăm în fiecare zi 2 metri și 2 metri Gaibos și 2 metri. Zim și mie 2 metri. Care 2 metri? Care 2 metri unde? Sub pământ. 2 metri de sărituri. care 2 metri în cap. Nu știu ce să zic. Ok, avem aici, uite că au băgat acum, avem brosa, da, ăsta. Uite că l-a băgat acum, băieți. Uite, 2 minute, gata. Merge, băieți. Gata, stați un pic că dăm sonorul, că s-a auzit și noi. Sonorul așa. Ok. Așa. Avem și aici panoul nostru aici, bun. Și votăm și noi. Ok. Ok. Sonorul. Și noi să dăm mai încet un pic aici. Ca să... Și aici dăm un pic aici microfonul. Aici audio un pic așa. Ok. Avem aici grupuri multe. Mi se pare grupuri multe. Așa că hai să dăm. Avem aici inventor sau campion. Hai să dăm campioana din 2024 este, băieți. Campioana din 2024 care a fost, băieți? Zeta Division. Zeta Division, băieți. Oare Zeta Division? Hai zicem campiona este Crazy Rock. Crazy Rock, bă. Nu Zeta Division. Pe bunii. Hai zicem că alegem așa. Ia să dăm. Îi dăm așa. Așa îi dăm. Ca să fie cum trebuie. Avem primul reward. Ia să dăm. Avem aici, stați. Avem primul reward aici. 2 reward-uri, băieți. Avem instant. Instant, bineînțeles, nu știu de ce am 2 reward-uri, dar instant am reușit 2 reward-uri. Așa. Așa ca să... Sper să meargă bine, nu știu. Merge bine oare? Are delay oare, băi? Are oare delay? Ok. Are delay oare? Da, are delay. Stai un pic. Îi dau așa. Cred că are delay. Cred că trebuie să închid camera. Așa, și cred că merge mai bine, ok. Așa. Ok, hai să zicem că merge. Cred că merge acum, sper să meargă bine. Camera merge. Sper să n-aibă delay.
Since the dawn of esports, players and competitors alike were crying out for a title to take the reins on a global scale. Brawl Stars arrived and took the world by storm and quickly became one of, if not the most competitive mobile game to break into the scene. Busan was our first stop, and just 5 years later, we are back where it all began, the hometown of Supercell HQ, to crown our next world champion. So, ladies and gentlemen, whether you are at home or right here in Helsinki, Finland, welcome to Superfest. Welcome to the Brawl Stars World Finals. My name is Barney Banks and I am your host, and let's make some noise for your competitors as they make their way to the main stage.
Sper să meargă cum trebuie acum. Merge cum trebuie, băieți. Hai că sper să meargă acum. I-am dat stop. Sper să meargă acum. I-am dat stop. Așa. Așa. Acum nu mai este lag așa tare. Nu mai e lag, gata. Gata, am rezolvat. Îi dau ecran mare. Așa. Gata, am rezolvat. Cred că e din cauza uzului se poate nu merge. Așa că ia să vedem dacă merge cum trebuie. Acum merge cum trebuie, băieți. I-am dat un reset. Merge cum trebuie, băieți, acum gata. Avem aici votare, opa. No. Elvato, bă. Elvato a fost votat mai puțin decât... Bă, du-te de aici. A fost votat, gata, acum merge, băieți. Mai sunteți pe chat dacă e? Dacă e, mai sunteți pe chat. Ok, merge cum trebuie. Nu avem sonor, din păcate. Suntem praf la sonor, din păcate, acum. Nu știu de ce, dar are... Ce ne trebuie sonor, oare? Vorbim așa, ce... Așa, ia să vedem aici, avem așa, grupa A, grupa B, ok, avem grupa Stinge 12, ok. Ok, acum merge bine, dacă e, mă auziți bine, sper să mă auziți bine. Ok. Avem și grupa A, ok, 12 tem. Ok, interesant. 12 tem. Dacă e. Ok, 100 total. Cine câștigă, ok. Opa. Ok. E votat mai mult echipa asta, ok. Ok. Cred că sonorul, trebuie să dăm un pic sonorul, stai. Un pic. Așa, merge mai bine așa. Avem lag oare? Nu avem lag. Dăm mai încet un pic așa. Ok. N-avem lag. E bun.
Group C really is the group of death, in my opinion, but every single group there absolutely stacked, and of course we're losing one of those teams from each group today.
Ok, bun, e bun. Avem aici grupele de calificare, ok, din grupa A, din D. Ok, avem aici cum e calificările.
In simpler terms, groups A and C and groups D and B respectively will play across, with top seeds playing against number 2 seeds. Now, if you're joining us here, hopefully it's over at the event site. Event.brawlstars.com is the place to be to get involved with all the action if you couldn't make it out to Brawlfest itself. You can vote, connect your Supercell account, and give yourself the chance to earn some fantastic in-game goodies, including star drops, pins, and a hypercharge if you make it to the end of that road. So make sure you get your predictions in. We've done so. All of us, as casters and broadcast team, have put our thoughts forward, and we are pretty united here in our predictions. We all feel like SK Gaming will be over Elevate in that first game. I tell you what, though, these are all tough to call, many of them, in fact, but the only difference is here, Ready Set thinks that Foot Esports can take down Elevate in that max 3 of Group A are.
I mean, Ready Set definitely trying to get his foot in the door there to really just branch away from all of us. But it's a really, really tough matchup. Let's be honest, that one. Very, very hard to call in terms of that kind of 50-50 split. And I don't blame them for it. Foot Esports knocked out Tribe Gaming to get here in the LCQ to get their golden ticket. So, hey, I don't mind it.
Absolutely. You can see, though, we definitely are on the same page in many of those predictions. Perhaps you guys have a different idea. We want to hear about it over at event.brawlstars.com. Now, we've set the scene, we've set the stakes, and of course, we've given you the ground rules. Let's head now down to the floor to properly get this party started.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Uber and Ark. Those predictions are looking very similar, aren't they? But you know what? Each of those groups, like you both said, is looking extremely spicy. But for now, I'd like to just quickly touch on something. The fact that you may see a little glimmer of gold over my right shoulder if you're watching at home. And that is because what would a competition be without a beautiful trophy? And ours is in the form of a Brawl Stars Championship belt. And it looks absolutely stunning. And I love it. Very on brand, isn't it? But if one of our teams wants this belt bad enough, all they got to do is just smash their way through 11 of the best Brawl Stars teams in the world. No easy feat, right? But like Uber said, it is time to get this party started and get our first match underway. So let's introduce your first two teams to the main stage, kicking things off with one of the most decorated teams within the Brawl Stars esports space. It is Joker, Yoshi, Lenan. They are SK Gaming. their opponents all the way from North America, making their World Finals debut. It's Zeus, RBM, and Luffy. They are Elevate.
Așa, gata. Mergem. Ok, avem aici, avem elevator cu Sigames. Dar sper să meargă cum trebuie live-ul. Ok, merge bine. Bine că merge. Așa, am revenit, băieți. Am revenit, așa că am revenit, avem aici elevator cu Sigames. Bineînțeles că avem cât de cât. Avem în spaniol, avem în german aici, asta e echipă europeană, avem german, spaniol. Ok, bineînțeles că avem aici. Aici este Gam, primul match este elevator.
Of course, very, very good and accomplished on those very aggressive brawlers like that Max pick, and certainly knows how to keep his cool on the world stage. I really feel like, staring into his eyes, it's going to be a tough feat.
In the past, Joker, the superstar of that reply totem team, but now on SK,
am votat elevator, bineînțeles, aici. Din păcate am votat elevator. Are mai multe voturi, mai puține, dar să vedem dacă ea câștigă, nu știu sigur. Aici am ales în grupa B, bineînțeles, această echipă. Mi se părea cât de cât interesant, bun. Avem aici deci asta e echipă din America. Stați un pic, e din America. E din America, ok. Ia să vedem cine câștigă în primul match din grupa B, din grupa A și B. După aia intrăm și vedem și predictul aici, nu știu cum. E separabil aceste două cupe, sunt două meciuri în aceeași dată, cam așa. Ia să vedem cine câștigă, băieți. Okay.
It's that experience at LAN in these high pressure environments that makes us trend towards SK as favorites.
I think that's fair to say. The way I see Elevate is much the way that I kind of saw Vatra Gaming in 2022. Coming into that World Finals, we had very high expectations.
Ok, avem primul match, este knockout. O mapă. Ok, 34% ce am votat noi. Ok. O knockout de ăsta de Halloween în knockout-ul ăla. Knockout. Ok, și pe aia pe fotbal. Și pe aia dacă nu este egal, luăm pe care era pe Bounty, da, bineînțeles pe Bounty, băieți. Bounty, da, Bounty. Ia să dăm, ok, hai să dăm și noi un de asta, ok, ok.
The sort of lakey areas and water areas not going to be a factor on this map, however, but certainly for that late game approach, having that leg form can just bring in a great deal of aggression and DPS damage.
You have sharpshooter that is extremely dangerous to try and dive as well. RT kind of
ok, blocat aici. Mamă, cine a blocat? Avem pe Sprout, ok. Au luat adversarii Sprout. Mamă, nu ce să zic. Bell, avem pe Bell. Ok. Elevatorul, o să vedem dacă câștigă elevatorul. Sunt șanse mari sau mici, nu știu ce să zic, sunt șanse cât de cât mari, dar nu știu ce să zic, sunt șanse cât de cât, hai zicem 20%, nu știu ce să zic. Scrieți și voi în comentarii dacă în chat dacă merge bine. Avem pe Moe, avem RT și următorul, ia să vedem, ultimul brawler care alege Elvate, ia să vedem ce brawler alege. Azi vedem ce brawler mai are 14 minute, nu 14 minute, 12 secunde, 10 secunde, bineînțeles. Azi vedem, avem Daryl, ok, avem Daryl, ok. Ce să zic, cu Sprout și cu Daryl, nu știu ce să zic. Primul match de knockout, stai un pic că sunt două meciuri de knockout. Dacă vrei să câștigi două meciuri, trebuie să câștigi două meciuri, din păcate, da bă, da. Două meciuri ca să câștigi. Bineînțeles că dacă vrea să câștige prima rundă, trebuie să facă cele două meciuri. Faci două meciuri și pe aia câștigă prima rundă. Și pe aia a doua rundă, 3 runde sunt. Bineînțeles, sunt 3 runde. Să vedem acum. Avem Rico cu Bell și cu echipa adversă, frumos. Ok. Nu știu ce zic, a ales foarte bine echipa adversă decât el bate, dar este de origine americană, partea aia. Am ales o origine americană, din păcate. Da, să vedem ce joacă americanii ăștia. Avem primul match. Ok, ia să vedem. Joacă cât... Ok. Ok, bun. Ok. Joacă, dă hituri mai mult. Văd că încearcă să dea hituri. Dă niște hituri aici. Ok. Aoleu, l-a blocat pe Daryl și gata. Cred că vrea să-l omoare așa prin șmecherea lui. No, l-a omorât pe Daryl, bă. Nu se poate, bă. Și acum sunt morți. Sau nu, stai. Ba da. Primul rundă. Ba da. Ba da, băieți. E mort. Fai. Prima rundă care mai are șanse odată, mai are șanse. Stai un pic. Mai are șanse.
He wants to get out to alive, ideally. Here comes the tar barrel from RBM to try and slow SK Gaming down. But Joker with the bouncy castle heals up, forces RBM back. Zeus has been marked this whole round and has had to play so careful.
Low HP on that top left-hand side, now under a bit of scrutiny. Rolling away, I think there is the wise call.
RBM's able to get out at least. Zeus slowed up there. Joker marked briefly. Zeus also pops the gadget to get some extra damage. Elevate here looking like they can even the set up though. Player advantage, Luffy able to dive in. They're going to wait a little bit. Elevate as the gas encroaches and will force SK out to the open ears. Luffy, the Mo's machine finds its mark and Lanaf falls soon after.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. If RBM and Luffy get those timings correctly, it really is quite straightforward. SK got to go much more than aggressive sooner as well now. And it's going to be a tough one as we're getting a bit more back and forth. That kind of early confidence now as they realise that they've got quite an even matchup on their hands.
All right, here we go. Decide a game now. Straight down the mid we go. Look at the lane assignments. We've actually seen a swap here. RBM in mid against Joker. Really can't do too much about the Rico. Has to respect that damage. Joker, obviously being able to fire around corners, has a massive advantage there. Luffy also living dangerously now. RBM trying to relieve the pressure a little bit on towards the Mo. Here's the dive. Yoshi's in trouble. He can't get out with a hedge either. And SK lose that player cheaply. Joker also low, but snipes Zeus around the corner. We have a 2v2.
Joker now forced to heal as well, as he's in a good spot. If RBM does not have super...
Them for the next couple of rounds, potentially. So here comes RBM, able to dodge away from the trap now, and in a straight head-to-head, brings the bell down without too much trouble.
Okay, now, well, a very important round, one that must be SK's here, or Elevate will take this set. RBM has the hypercharge, which of course he cannot use, as the Daryl is one of those brawlers which cannot do so. Yes. That will be a forfeit of this game, so they'll be very, very cautious of not utilizing that hypercharge.
That's right. A few of those hypercharges did make their way into dead boxes. They are available in friendlies, so not legal though for Worlds. Joker here just making a switch to the right now. He's doing well putting pressure down on Zeus previously, but Luffy has his super. In fact, all the big supers for Elevate are available. None up for SK Gaming. So right now, they are vulnerable.
Yeah, good nest X on that top right-hand side.
Give him somewhere to fall back to.
Exactly, they're going to have that as the gas comes in. We've got a safe spot. Zeus just doing a good job of juking on that left-hand side. The wall goes down from Yoshi.
Okay.
As he can sense the time is
Here
right for a push from Elevate, and RBM just
what a
misfires a little bit.
That's huge. Luffy going to go in though. Can he find more than one? No, he's out of the machine, and in the gas, he's taken down. It's going to be up to Zeus now. He may not want to feed super here. Got to go for it. Drops the legs, but has nowhere to go through the wall. Brings Leonard down, but the gas claims him. Joker gets SK to a decider game.
This round will take the set for whoever it may be. RBM again, just keeping himself back, trying to avoid these shots from Joker. As Joker going very much more on the aggressive as Yoshi comes forwards now a little bit as well. Hypercharge available for Leonard, but no super to be able to connect with just yet. If he can get that mark and earn it, a prime candidate would be RBM.
Hey, he may even take the raw stats in a pinch if he needs them. This has come up at the right time for SK, but Elevate do have all of their supers up. They know they have a contingency for the late round in Zeus, being able to really do a lot of damage after dropping those legs. Luffy looking for a dive target, surely. Joker really respects this. Look at how he gives that ground to the Mo.
They've got to protect Joker here. Luffy now low HP, and that's great for SK Gaming. If Luffy goes in, honestly, Joker is going to be bang in trouble.
It buys
now,
some time.
RBM lurking as well, has that super to hand. Yoshi has the wall, and we know how great he can place it. He's going to go with it early, though.
Zeus is marked. RBM trying to come in from the left-hand side with the tar barrel, but they're going to hold him at bay for now. The gas, though, coming in. SK caught in the corner. Here comes the Mo. Luffy taken down by Joker, but now it's Leonard, and it's not enough. Zeus able to outlast and Elevates get the first set on the board.
Just a couple of HP there for RBM as the sole survivor, and that's enough. I mean, what a turnaround for Elevate, who were slow off the mark. Really, to get that comp kind of working, it did look like, to me, the better of the two going into the match, but then SK displayed so beautifully well how they were able to keep that going under pressure. And just a bit of chaos was all it was needed, and now Elevate might have a bit of momentum in what is only a best of three to get the job done.
And this is what Elevate brought to NA, and now are bringing outside of those borders. Powerful tank play with RBM at the fore. We see how this goes down, right? Multiple dives. Yoshi overextended there, perhaps, but there were situations in which he was ostensibly in a safe location and still got dove on. Elevate can do so much to close the gap here, and SK can only do so much to keep them at arm's length.
Oh, that was not the starting hand that I was expecting to see, honestly. I thought that SK might have that first set regardless, just simply because they were holding their own. But these moments here, there's a bit of a misroll there from RBM, no doubt about it. And just this moment here, just kind of chaos really. But SK was still able to remain in control of things. This is the final moment. This is really what might be looked back upon by SK Gaming as the moment where it came crumbling down. Look at that, just 815 HP left.
Joker takes one tick of damage to the gas, and that is enough to do him in. If he survives that, SK still have a 3 versus 2, even with the dive coming in from Elevate. Pretty crazy stuff. Joker constantly harassing, constantly keeping RBM low on health. That's why, of course, he boasts such high DPS over the course of that round. But this is what we've seen in NA all year, and it's going to take some masterful drafting to play around some of these powerful tank picks, of which there are many. Do you want to dedicate a ban to some of these dive brawlers? Do you want to let Mo through like that again? I have to wonder if you might need to make a bit of an adjustment here to a team like Elevate.
I mean, you know, I wasn't a big fan of the Rico pick as that kind of really solidified, tankier counter, to be honest. But to be fair to Joker, his DPS was the highest of all 6 players. So you've got to hand it to him there, but it was one of those brawlers that's not able to really kind of carry in those final moments, and Elevate knew that. Going into Brawl now as well, this is another great map for tank picks, and we've already seen, they are the specialty of RBM. So I think SK Gaming are going to have to tread very, very cautiously here. Certainly be banning out the Mo, which they are now doing. The Clancy as well as the Surge, the Max, the Kenji, and the Nita banned by Elevate. Loving those bans, all very much necessary, and a Gale first pick for Elevate.
So powerful. Not only, of course, is this kit just fundamentally very, very good, especially if your opponents are trying to play tanks against you, but you have the Twister, you have a Hypercharge as well that is pretty devastating if you're able to bring that to bear. This is definitely going to dictate SK Gaming's draft. Seeing a Gale picked against them now, they have to think about Or the gap closer is really going to be a great option for them. To Brawl Ball.
Already some good lane damage. Joker then getting some good taps on the RBM, but Lana is lurking, finding his way forwards as well. Trying to find the pass through. Joker now too weak to really help him out. We're going to rethink things through as Zeus there on the right-hand side. A lovely wall break as well. And the bush there is burned down. Going to be quite a key crossover there if the game continues on that right-hand side lane.
And not much Rico can do against that montage. Luffy really has the advantage when walking up on that Rico. And, of course, that Otis. Lenahi does, of course, have that counter crush active, so will return some of the damage that he is dealt. But how do you stop this? Nice mute button being used there, and a great defense from Joker, stopping RBM in his tracks.
Perfectly timed mute there, really, that was the difference maker. And now Joker pushing the ball back forwards. Has got the hypercharge too, and he's going to be able to use it there.
Oi.
Chaos now as the trickling down the DPS there and Innovate, and a nice move from Lenan, but the ball there from Yoshi. Zeus should be too low here to be able to contest against it, and it's going to trickle over the line. SK Gaming get a goal on the board.
That fat splatter from Yoshi was huge. Nothing the Elevate could do to step forward. They were trapped inside their own goal. Zeus could not defend against that Otis gadget. Now Elevate want to come up again, but you've seen what this SK comp can do.
Joker getting some nice angles down to RBM and fires him super, but there, I love it with the slow-mo ripping it just the right time, cancels it out, but now it's got to get this ball to safety realistically here. He might trickle down, he does, and now Elevate just going to reset themselves in this mid. They've got a better high ground position now. Just going in there with the montage to really keep the pressure on.
Good mute.
Might trickle down himself now to that mute as well. Joker though, done by the blustery blow, and now Lenar knows to keep that ball in that pocket.
Yeah, that's a classic SK Gaming strategy, folks. Corner the ball. Once you have that lead, then Akia pressured down somewhat by Zeus. Luffy, of course, will outrange the Jackie. And then they come again, 3 versus 2. Joker with the super available. Now that gets pretty dangerous as you get up closer. He's going to pop in the hyper as well. A lot of shots around the map, but Luffy's able to avoid most of them. Lenarchia just getting battered as he tries to step up, but he has a hypercharge available as well that will allow him to slow people down within the radius of that super. Oh! Brought to heal though. Luffy going to go down to Joker, but Zeus could be dangerous, and Yoshi with the boots. What a clutch! That is disgusting! You cannot shoot the ball when you are muted at SK Gaming. Take the first round of Brawl Ball away.
And with that, the arena is back on their feet. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful Otis play. Not just once, but twice. The difference maker to keep SK out in front. They've got to keep that pressure on. They've got to bring back a set. And that is exactly how you bring back some team morale to the table. Let's see now as we go in how SK going to fare on this one. Lenan just trying to find a little bit of maneuvering ability here. Gets the ball to actually not allow the shot to come through. And now Joker just keeping the pressure onto RB on the left-hand side. This should be a chance now to bring the ball forwards.
Lenar would have loved to have caught Zeus there. Yoshi looking dangerous. Zeus got brought down there by Joker. Player advantage now for SK Gaming. Lenar looking dangerous. Joker with the super. That's a bit too easy, that one. A little too easy for SK. That's that Jackie really starting to take over the game. Pneumatic booster now, Lenar speeding up. What a devastating push from the Jackie. An elevator wipe from the map. Joker can just walk in.
Oh, no! What a fumble! You can't do that on the world stage. It was such a free goal. And a big, big missed opportunity for SK Gaming now as some of the nerves starting to take hold.
They still have a lead in this game and 90 seconds left to play. I made no mistake, that was diabolical there from Joker. Although he's eager to make amends by the looks of things. Multi-ball launcher there, catches RBM. Zeus, though, able to recover from that mute and get back out into the field. Oh, man.
A chance to mentally reset here.
Just one of the last plays you expect to see that from.
SK just definitely flustered, aren't they? Didn't expect to realistically drop that first set either. Now, create some space, hypercharge there for Lenar on the top of this speed. He might be able to go all the way here. Nothing Zeus can do! And Lenar will seal it!
If you want something done right, sometimes you just gotta do it yourself. That is filthy stuff. Hypercharge Jackie straight up the middle. Bowl over anybody who gets in your way. The Swiss sensation gives SK their first set.
And that is SK Gaming for you, right? You know, not everyone is always going to have the best of sets. And it's so important that when that happens, you come together as a team and you pick up the slack. And it's very rare to see that from Joker. And everyone on the side of SK won't be worried about it because come the next set, they will have wiped the state clean and just come back fully refreshed.
You definitely can't be dwelling on something like that.
You can't.
I've got to say, though, we kind of undersold the Otis pick at the start of this game. You know, the mute obviously just making it impossible for you to dispose of the ball at all. Look at that.
Oh, that's going to haunt him.
That's a doozy, folks. But this is here, now look at this. Dribble off the wall. Able to push up. Man, he made it look easy. Great finish there for Linar and SK Gaming. Get their set on the board. Joker with a whopping 492 DPS. Talk about facilitating. That guy, outside of the small, flustered moment, looked fantastic out there.
That's a screenshot that I'd be taking.
Oh, yeah.
If anyone in the years to come brings that up, I'm just going to literally just be like, well, hey, 10 takedowns and that DPS,
So
not
if
too
it gets
shabby.
into any banter with Firecrow on X, like someone I know, you can always throw that one out there to cover yourself. We've got ourselves a game, folks, here. Number 1, NA Seed Elevate, and SK Gaming number 3 from EMEA. Leaving it all out there for us already. Couldn't have asked for a better way to kick off Superfest and the Brawl Stars World Finals. It's bounty time, though, for our decider set, folks. Shooting Star is the battlefield.
This is where we'll find out who in this group will have the earliest of advantages. And Shooting Star certainly is a map where that RT pick could have a little bit of a factor. Angelo as well with that little bit of mid-lake Angelo
Being able to
ban
cross
and
water
RT ban.
is very, very powerful here. It allows you to undertake gameplay patterns that you wouldn't normally have at your fingertips. So RT Nani, common ban out on Bounty. Max also taken away from Elevate. 2 sharpshooters plus Byron removed here by Elevate. And Byron combined with any other tank, but also his ability to turn a fight on his head is pretty scary. It's going to be Piper here for SK Gaming.
I'm really loving the bans we've seen so far today, really agreeing with each and every one of them, and having 6 unique Brawlers banned as well is going to make for some really entertaining draft too. And a Piper first pick, I mean, you know me, but that's my kind of go-to, especially on a map like this. But certainly, it's going to leave itself open to some controlling factors, also some potential throwers in the mix. There's not a single one banned. Gus, I love the way that Gus kind of shone back into the meta now as well, and certainly the knockback with the shield, definitely a bit of a factor when combined with aggressive Brawlers. Not going to be the flavor just yet of Elevate, going with the Gene, and of course Magic Hand can turn that balance, but I wonder if a third and final pick might be looming here with that Gus first pick.
I mean, it definitely will be, but I'm thinking something of a tank nature potentially,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Or an assassin, someone who can really benefit from that Gus super, giving you that huge amount of shield, making you virtually unkillable.
Kenji's open, Mo's open, those are
Ay,
huge
ay, ay.
brawlers here.
Ay, Dios mío, that is terrifying.
Yeah.
SK Gaming, though, have only really shown their hand in terms of maybe wanting to put a sharpshooter on Linar's hands. Tick here, very, very powerful on Bounty. Can really cover this map. Also, a hypercharge that is pretty hard to avoid. We'll see what the last pick here for SK Gaming to round out the composition. Pearl here. Brawler who really benefits from a slower game, able to build up that heat. Also, when push comes to shove and, you know, you get Dove, that super is really, really strong. The Kenji to round out this composition. You called it Arc, we both felt like it would be an assassin to round things out here. Not only does Kenji have a star power that lets him shrug off the first hit he takes, a gadget that lets him heal an amount of damage he's taken recently, but he also heals whenever he does damage to an opposing brawler. It's pretty good.
The ability to stay off the map and just remain completely invulnerable to everything as well is ridiculous. We knew it was going to be something along those lines for Elevate. I mean, SK Gaming's answer for it was Pearl. They seem quite confident with that being the ability to sit behind.
Sure.
But, I mean, the Kench into the tick into the Piper. I mean, I am very concerned for SK Gaming. So much pressure is going to be on Lenun to be able to hold his own here.
Luffy, though, goes down early. The long-range game, though, for Elevate doesn't look nearly as good. They do have to get this Kenji within striking distance, which is easier said than done. Joker has a super that lets him avoid. Obviously, Pearl has a super that really makes you look silly for trying to dive her at all. And Tick has last hurrah, at least with that survivability. In comes Luffy, though, does land the slash. That's the gadget use. Luffy going to heal back up now. Poppin opens up the map a little bit more, but the pressure is starting to mount. In comes Luffy. Yoshi drops the Tick head. Last hurrah used there. Luffy tanks it because his star power's busted. And now SK Gaming have a 3-star lead.
I'm surprised, in all honesty, that SK are holding on as well as they have. It might not last, but if you're going in with a little slice there as well, low HP now, and there's a hypercharge from Yoshi that will connect and land on the map, forcing then that little bit of area control in the mid. Hypercharge as well available for Joker here, and that needs to land as RBM might try and get that magic hand to connect. He can jump away, he can evade it, but Yoshi can't say the same on that tick.
You've got to knock that shield off Luffy when he gets close. He has 12,000 HP with the Gus shield, plus the mitigation of that shield could be even more. 15k effective HP potentially. Luffy's getting closer. He knows he's going to go for it. 30 seconds left in the round here. Well, now has that shield from the heat, and Joker now has nowhere to go. It's going to have to be a popper. Who's going to save the Piper? Joker's in trouble now, and Luffy brings him down. Elevator's still behind by 2 stars, and Lenar is healthy. SK still have that lead.
Elevate now, got the blue star and the magic hand available for RBM, but he's got to be together. And
Super.
there, Luffy is low HP, he will go down as soon as he lands. 9 stars for SK, there's the magic hand from RBM. Lenar's pulled in,
2 stars.
But it doesn't matter. It's going to be Zeus or nothing. He buys some stars, the blue star is still with SK and will remain until the final seconds. It's match point for SK Gaming.
And just a little thing, but Yoshi throws some mines down at the location that Kenji left when he went for his super, knowing that Luffy would return to that spot and go down. He was very low as he went for the super, and as soon as he appeared again, he was blown up. Oh man, it is a game of inches here, Ark.
So much pressure, you can genuinely feel it in the arena as it goes deadly quiet all of a sudden.
Luffy low.
Very low indeed.
We've got no healing from it.
4 stars for him already. We've barely started.
Is there head first. Zeus in a bit of trouble now. Oh, the Piper is looming, and Joker's able to take an easy elimination on the Gus. Now you've got to make something happen here, but Luffy doesn't have a Gus super to play with. Has some gadget charges, I suppose. It's dicey, but Elevate need to get slicey.
Let's see now, Luffy on the left-hand side, rather just looking to push his way forwards, but again, Lenar's been so consistent at shutting it down. A pop of the gadget will keep Luffy in the mix, and the magic hand connects, and he comes in, but he's got to get out. Perfect timing, and Elevate survival, but they are still behind.
And the magic puffs though kept Luffy standing. He did well to return to the side of his Gene. But Elevate need another super here to set up that kind of kill. They don't have it. It is relatively easy for Gene to build super with his poke damage, but it takes a long time. Time Elevate may not have with 47 seconds on the clock.
They're looking to go on the aggressive again. They can time this right now that RBM has got that super to hand. It'll be the perfect time to bring things balanced and even with 35 seconds on the clock. It's going to be tight. Hypercharge is available to everyone there on the side of SK Gaming.
Here it is.
Yoshi gets pulled in. No time for a response as well. Zeus is low, but far enough away from harm. And it's now going to be 25 seconds for SK to bring back their lead. They lost it.
Elevate just have to stay alive now. 1 star lead, and it's the blue star difference. Joker's looking for a shot, but has to be careful. Getting too close would be his demise. In comes Lenar. Hypercharge available. They get Luffy. That's enough, but Lenar gets caught out by the magic hand. He has the super though. He's able to take a 1-for-1 trade, and that keeps SK Gaming in the lead. And Lei will take his first match. Oh, baby, that one was close.
What a victory for SK Gaming, because Elevate started to put the pressure on. They really did. Great draft. So much fate was placed in that Pearl pick, and it had to suffice enough to stay on top in this group. Crawl. Elevate really did bring a fantastic game, and it deserved to be that close.
Love that comp from Elevate. Really requires you though to take some risks, to be hyper aggressive. Look at these mines thrown down there just briefly by Yoshi. Magic Hand was able to catch Lenar out. This is that first round here where Zeus is still searching for that final elimination. You need a 2. Perhaps if he goes for a target with 3 stars on them, then they can flip things there. Lenar though, I mean, even though he got hooked in by Gene, he had super up. He says, I don't think you want to do this. Hits that super, takes the Gene down, and secures a 1-for-1 trade, which is exactly what SK needed to stay ahead in the game. This is that final fight. Nice hook onto the tick here. You can see them trying to back away. Elevator ahead at this point. This is where it all falls apart for them.
Now went crazy. I mean, you don't really want to be pulling him in for starters, but nonetheless, I mean, you've got to get those goods and give your team something to run back with. There you can see again, 7 takedowns for Lenan. He was playing fantastically well so far today. I really hope that continues forwards, just keeping things, you know, really evenly matched for SK to be able to get the job done, and it's not really necessarily the role that he would always tend to play. So I've got to give that man a great deal of respect and a great amount of DPS along with it.
Yeah, look, a great responsibility on the shoulders of Lenar here. Luffy, yeah, 50 again. Look, you are only dealing damage within these smaller windows as Kenji. You need to get a good engagement. And if you get poked out too much before you can access the enemy team, it's going to be tough. Lenar here, MVP, pretty well deserved. Again, is the player who is set up to step into the spotlight for this SK team. Requires a whole lot of resources and infrastructure around him. Joker with top DPS over every single set in that series for SK Gaming, quietly getting the job done, making sure that Lenar could be the star that he needed to.
For Elevate as well, you know, they got the set, and that could be a differential later on down the line. If you have any kind of three-way ties, you've got to consider those things as well. So I think a very commendable performance from them, certainly when you consider just how many of the squad have got their first World Finals here. Only RBM with the 2 World Finals appearances, including this one. So, I mean, I was expecting them to maybe not be able to be as confident against a team like SK, and they proved a lot of people wrong so far.
This now means that Elevate have to at least beat Foot Esports to get out of this group, which is by no means a sure thing. They look incredible, but having a look over the groups in general, we've seen Pioneers take Space Station to task already in that first match of Group B. That, of course, is the number 2 seed from NA. They look very, very good. Already, though, we're starting to see now the cream rise to the top. SK Gaming might have been number 3 seed from EMEA, but that region is deep. Quality teams, all of their representatives here have the potential to take their groups entirely. So it's something you've got to look out for. Great showing. I'm really impressed with what we've seen so far from our teams. SK Gaming, the magic is back. It always seems to be here.
They looked a little bit more nervous than usual, I'll be honest, on a couple of occasions. But again, as we said, going into that third set, this is where a team like SK can really thrive, because they have that confidence in each other, knowing forward that they can actually just bring each other up and get the best out of each other.
How was your prediction? Did you get it right? I'm pretty sure all of us had SK Gaming down, but I was not very sure of it as soon as we got into game. Event.brawlstars.com, that's where you can get your predictions in for the rest of these matches and participate to win yourself some great in-game goodies. We're going to go to a break, folks, but we're just getting started here live from Superfest. More from the Brawl Stars World Finals after this.
The 2024 Brawl Stars World Finals are brought to you by ESL, Monster Energy, and DHL.
People often ask, how can I do become a World Championship winner? What must I do to get Abs of Steel and Fist of Fury? The answer? Gimnasio Primo! You will learn to summon strength, summon asteroids, and serve a spicy jalapeno knuckle sandwich to even the strongest of brawlers. Fight with a fuego in your heart. It will not be easy, but as El Primo once said, no pain, no gain, no glory. Gimnasio Primo. It's showtime.
Once upon a brawl, a new evil emerged. A handsome young minstrel who once charmed crowds, now fallen to darkness, his smile but a shroud. A mischievous feline, known for his cute paws, now a master thief, unlocking chests and doors. A healing guitar and a friendly face, now a flaming skull, kindness gone without a trace. A delicious cookie baker, one of the best, now a haunted castle, a ghoulish guest. This automaton once served juice. Now with his sword, your head he'll make loose. A knight turned into a nightmare. Nani and Peep now only want to scare. A fairy tale ending? No! A scary tale beginning!
Welcome back to the Brawl Stars World Finals at Superfest, live from Helsinki, Finland. If you're only just joining us, then we have completed our first match of the tournament where SK Gaming just beat out Elevate by the smallest of margins. And also, please take note that simultaneously, we have a B stream that is also running half of today's matches. But without any further ado, I believe it is time to get into our next match right here on the main stage by introducing your next two teams. And ladies and gents, this one is going to be a banger because first up, we have your 2023 World Champions. It's Gero, Meow, and Novi. They are Zeta Division. The world, but let's see if that's true. It's Tentai, Shitampo, and Moya. They are Crazy Raccoon.
Match down on the stream, a second one soon to begin. Welcome to the desk, Trav. How was that one from the sidelines? Quite the banger to start off the day.
I genuinely don't think we could have asked for a better game to start the World Finals of 2024. So much exciting action.
Wow, we've got to move on to our next matchup, of course, Zeta versus CR. And for Zeta, these are the world champions. Do they need an introduction? Honestly, Bagheru, Meow, and Novi going to try to make it 2 times consecutively. Certainly as well, got to mention, this is a grudge match here as well from last year's World Finals. And Meow as well, of course, a very accomplished player in this squad. It's kind of interesting to see the favorite brawler being Frank. Don't really necessarily pin that specific brawler to him, but nonetheless, let's see if it makes an appearance. It is kind of a meta which could call for it, but certainly a great amount of pressure on this very team to keep that crown on their heads.
Apparently world champions don't need food. He doesn't even know what food he likes. Question mark on the food. He doesn't even know himself, never mind us here on the desk. But yeah, what an absolutely incredible team Zeta Division have been all year long and in previous years as well. But let's talk a little bit about their opponents. Crazy Raccoon. And we're about to find out what happens when you pin world champions against world champions, Tensai, Shitampo, and Moya. And yet again, they don't need much introduction themselves.
This is the #1 seed coming out of the APAC region. Of course, Tensai being the only player in this World Finals to be a 2-time world champion. Amazing stuff. Of course, no doubt about his favorite brawler being Max. I mean, he is really linked specifically to Max and has been over the years. So, again, I'm looking forward to seeing whether that brawler might make an appearance for him. But this is going to be, honestly, such a tough matchup. This is the group of death, in my opinion. And going back to the 2023 World Finals, it was Zeta Division that knocked out Crazy Raccoon in that semi-final stage to a 3-2 scoreline, just the narrowest of narrow margins, Traven. A pinnacle moment in Brawl Esports history, let alone just in that World Finals.
You say group of death. And honestly, that is exactly what it is. All 5 of us are going to go for Crazy Raccoon. Though, and I was pretty comfortable. I was pretty happy with my decision. I'm sure the rest of us were as well. But the public are going to go for Zeta Division.
Hey, do you know what? I don't mind it. Who are we to tell the public not to vote for the world champions? I mean, hey, it's going to be very much a 50-50 matchup for me. I just feel like Crazy Raccoon have been a team which have been developing a bit over the years towards draft, which in my opinion was kind of like their more weaker area. Technically, I think that they are technically the best team in the world. I think their thumbs just move diff. I think that many would say the same, but I think for me, the weakest area has been their draft, and that's an area where Zeta Division, they've been cooking. I was chatting last night to Latox, and there's some serious math, some serious algorithms going on behind the scenes. I'm not going to divulge too much into their secret strats, but it was very fascinating to hear how they are approaching the draft, and they think they cracked it.
And this is the thing as well, Zeta Division, they've been so back and forward for the past 2 years. They'll win a monthly final, or they'll go out in the first round, and that's the story for the Polish boys. The thing is, they show up on the world stage no matter what, and I think that's the exact same thing about Crazy Raccoon. Coming in as #1 from APAC, they started strong, they ended the year strong, and now they're here to show the exact same at World Finals.
And you'll remember the amount of experience as well on the side of Crazy Raccoon. For Tensai's 5th World Finals, for Tampo it's 4, for Moya it's 3rd. I mean, actually kind of surprising when you look back at Moya's career. He's always just come that little bit short, being, back in 2022 on Zeta Division 1, not the team that won the whole thing, becoming 2nd place. It's got to feel a little bit rough, but every year making some moves towards greatness, and this could be his year.
Yeah, genuinely. I mean, the thing is, with predictions especially, the fact that we can predict a team over the world champions of last year is just crazy. And that just goes to show how much of an incredible matchup this is. The magnitude that we're starting the Brawl Stars World Finals 2024 off with. A double match point game for the first, and then we're pitting world champions against world champions for the second.
And this is a grudge match that's gone back through the test of time as well, back to 2022. Back then it was Gero and Naui on the Chazmak Gaming EU roster that faced Moya and Tampo in that World Finals, losing to a 1-3 scoreline. So some of the crossovers still remain to this day, and certainly, I mean, there are going to be so many eyes to see how APAC as a region is faring against EMEA, especially as we watch today the closeness between North America and EMEA. I want to see whether APAC are kind of back on top, as it's been a bit of a while really since that time has been. Zeta Division, of course, last year lifting that trophy and really turning some heads as a team which are very much kind of keeping themselves to themselves and just playing things out through their thumbs and making their experience count in the games. They're very similar teams in that regard. They're not going to be too much in each other's faces.
Yeah, both teams exude so much confidence, but they do it in different ways. We've seen Crazy Raccoon 2-0 down in World Finals, laughing, having a bit of fun, full faith in themselves. Zeta Division are the complete opposite. Yes, they still have that confidence, but they're ice cold, showing no emotions, and they know they've got a leg in every single game.
But hey, we did see a little bit this year, right, on social media where Zeta came out of their shell. The kind of silence that they've had throughout the years sort of disappeared this year. We saw some back and forth, shall we say, on there, and that was an interesting dynamic that we hadn't really seen from that team. So maybe we're seeing a little bit more of a shift towards them being more outgoing this World Finals. Who knows?
I would absolutely love to see that. A bit of Zeta Division coming out of their shell and just running across the stage, having a bit of a shout across, trying to intimidate the opponents, rather than just doing what they have over the past few years and be the norm. Bells Rock in Knockout is going to be our first match. Let's see how close it was, and it wasn't even close, guys. Top seed out of APAC versus Zeta Division, and it's 67% going the way of the Europeans.
And Zeta Division are the #2 seed coming out of EMEA, which historically has always been a region that has just been a little bit of a cut above the rest, and that's just not me saying it. That's a lot of people thinking it. As we go in now, then let's check out the bands. The Kenji on both sides, the Grey and the Angelo, the Tick and the Mo. Definitely the two main offenders there for me being the Kenji and the Mo, so great to see that they are already out of the mix. Now, looking back at the interviews as well in the BSCN magazine, when asking Tensai as to how he thought about those two brawlers on a scale of 1 to 10, he put down Mo and Kenji being a 10 as being the worst offenders, so no doubt in my mind that Crazy Raccoon were going to ban those two at least. And another first pick, Sprout. It's a very risky time in the draft to do so. I said in the previous set as well. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not too sure about the Sprout being a first pick. Yes, later on down the line, we've seen it so many times as a third pick when the other team lacks the aggression, lacks the ability to throw over the walls. I think it's absolutely incredible as a late pick. As a first pick, very, very uncommon. But then again, we've seen Mo and Kenji slip through the draft so many times already, so honestly, I'm not even sure what I'm expecting through the drafts in this competition. We're going to see the Gene as the first pick coming in from Crazy Raccoon, though. I do like that. It's been a bit of a while, I feel, since we've seen it on this map specifically, but RT has been in and around the meta as of late. Once he kind of got that rework to the gadget, the ability to kind of snap in between your legs and the long-range mode has become a lot more fluid.
And certainly a great pairing as well with that Gene. Their leg form is going to just dissipate your opposition immediately so I do quite like how Crazy Raccoon are approaching that one. For Zeta Division, a chance to respond to things. They've got the control, they haven't really got the range, and that's kind of where I'm seeing things at the moment. I wouldn't mind a Bell, but Gus is probably better, in my opinion, as well, to have the opportunity to maybe share that shield with a tankier brawler. But, it's not going to do the greatest amount. The RT going to be playing more defensive if that were the case. But hey, they're going to think about it. And I think Pearl's not a bad shout. Has got that range to be able to keep things at bay. And also, as we know, that overcooked ability can be devastatingly quick at taking down your opposition.
Yeah, the Gus works for me. The Pearl, it's a countermeasure, you know, just in case they bring out some tanks that Gus and Sprout aren't going to be able to deal with themselves. They bring in the Pearl, it's got the range. Once you kind of build up that heat and get the extra damage down, it can deal with tanks. You can kind of pepper down opponents at range, especially with that gadget, you're going to be able to get some kills that nobody was really expect either. Pair that with the shield, get her close, and that's going to be a lot of damage raining down. But we'll see what Crazy Raccoon do take for their last pick, and it's going to be Brock. And I mean, that surprises me quite a bit.
It's definitely the kind of brawler which is not too flashy, let's be honest, and I've always said it's a bit more of a kind of safe pair of hands, but the wall break I think is going to be quite available to then Crazy Raccoon to really open up the map, allow that Sprout to have less maneuvering ability to connect those walls around, and then that's the kind of play. They want to kind of open things up as much as possible, as that Sprout can just get so much control over the map if they're not careful. I don't mind it. Who are you kind of siding with from comp?
I think I'd say Zeta Division. It's kind of something we've questioned all year long, is Crazy Raccoon's composition, or drafting skills, I should say. So we'll see if they're actually going to be able to make it up on the world stage and do a bit of a better job. But Zeta, with the early positioning control.
Well, Moya needs to try to get a bit more splash early on. He needs that magic hand, something towards the end of the rounds to be able to really connect with his teammates on. So far, Zeta in a pretty decent spot despite that wall break and that bottom left-hand side, giving more space for CR to maneuver. It's this bottom right now that makes me cautious as Meow's maneuvering with Geru and just putting CR into a bit of a corner, and this is getting risky now.
Yeah, you got to be cautious with this gene pool as well, but Meow's managed to get himself a wall, and that's going to be a big help in this late game when we start to see it close down and the walls have been broken in mid by Tensai. He does take a few shots to the face on the left-hand side though, but thanks to those magic buffs, he gets the heals up, blocks Chitampo out, and that means he's going to have to go into the gas. We see Moya get taken down, Tensai's going to follow, and Chitampo will be there shortly after. 3-0 for Zeta Division, and what a start for them.
Really clean, really methodical, despite some great taps from Chitampo there as well, and the Hacks gadget combo just was not enough. Great start for Zeta Division now, but Moya has got the magic hand, and Chitampo has got the leg form also, Tensai with the rocket rain, and now it's starting to be Crazy Raccoon that are getting a bit more of that mid control, forcing back Zeta Division. Hypercharge now available for Meow too, but there's the hand from Moya, and a swift takedown, making it a 3 versus 2 now.
It's the exact answer we needed from Crazy Raccoon, and they do just that. Chitampo has the legs as well. If it gets to late game, he's going to be a big help in these closing seconds. Pearl over the left-hand side going to be doing more of the same on the opposition side, though. Still got a shield, but it's got a question of whether or not they're going to use it. Big hits coming in from Tensai, managed to make a connection with both of them, and it looks like they're looking for the gas as their answer, but Chitampo will deny that, and now he will follow in shortly after, as we see Crazy Raccoon even the score in round 2.
This round then for the first game, a great deal of utility there for Zeta Division. Hypercharge still there with Meow, and supers for both Geru there and Naui, so let's see how they choose to use them. So Hypercharge for Tensai also. Chitampo just trying to work his way around, and a good healthy wall there from Meow, forcing back Zeta, forcing back CR rather into that bottom left-hand side as it was in that first round. A devastating spot, they won't forget that at all. Continuing to push their way forward just a little bit. CR now know they've got to push back, and they're doing so, getting a bit more leg in that mid.
Yeah, they're starting to gain some real ground back up, but in that instance, Meow's going to throw down a wall and try get control of this right-hand side once more. Here comes the hyperdrive from Tensai, and everybody springs into action with the side of Crazy Raccoon, raining down on Meow, but surviving narrowly on 278. Now Zeta start to rejoin him in the mid. The pull's there, but it's missed. The shield was pressed as a bit of a countermeasure, but the pull was missed regardless. Naui, over the right-hand side, is marked up, has to be a bit cautious about how he plays this out, but now the hypercharge comes from Moya, extra speed, and there's the Vengeful Spirits as well, round the right-hand side, now he gets a dirty hit with the super, Moya goes down, Tensai all alone, can he get it done, gets one, but the gas doesn't hit in time, and Zeta Division take game 1.
There was nowhere to go but up, and straight into a Sprout shot. A very close affair. CR just coming just that a little bit short there. Going into this next one, gonna have to just rethink slightly. So close. But Zeta kept the ice in their veins. Claimed the first game now. Need to see a little bit more of an adaptation, a bit more confidence being displayed here from Crazy Raccoon as they're getting pushed around just a little bit too much for me. Could have gone either way, though, let's be honest.
I mean, Meow just playing it so cautiously towards the end there. Did end up saving the gas, but in the end, outlasted his opponent with a nice hit. Another one of those rocket fuel goes down. Actually tries to use it to get a kill rather than breaking down some of these Sprout walls. That's not the route I would have gone, but now chooses to pivot and go for that wall break on the bottom side where Meow is lingering.
Good rocket rain connection there from Tensai. And that is exactly the bit of a breath of relief that they can now gasp. All top of this low, but the pickup is there from Moya. Lovely stuff. 3 versus 1 is not something that CR are going to take lightly. They'll be able to just keep things together, get the job done, and get that round on the board.
Seemed maybe a bit of overconfidence in there from Zeta Division as well. Went so aggressive and got picked off one by one by the side of Crazy Raccoon. So might need to kind of revert to the default settings of just playing this one a bit more passively and allowing the Sprout to do the work in the late game and the mid game. Kind of allowing them to just have this patience at the start.
Well, Moya is certain. I do love to see it. The Luban, the Nita, and the Otis from Zeta. We are seeing a little bit of Otis rise up. Well, not one that I was particularly expecting today coming into the World Finals, but I have noticed that Otis is definitely good in certain brawlers, so I don't mind it necessarily. And there is the Kenji. I mean, it kind of had to be, honestly. I mean, again, Crazy Raccoon saying that they really value those 2 brawlers as being the most problematic in this current meta makes a lot of sense.
I mean, regardless of how many kind of counters you throw at Kenji, he's going to be able to do something in the game regardless. And especially with Mo off the table, which they themselves accounted for, they're the ones who banned that out, is definitely going to be very hard to face. With no Mo, as many tank counters as you want to bring, Kenji's going to be able to do something. I like the Surge pick, though. It's so versatile, very strong. They're going to take the Gale away from Zeta Division as well to prevent that extra countermeasure.
I wish I cut you off. I was literally going to say it. It had to be. It really did, because if they didn't do that, they were leaving themselves so open for a big, big problem. I mean, certainly the Surge is already a good brawler into Kenji anyway, so, I mean, I think Zeta has still got a pretty decent opportunity here, but you've got to pair the biggest 10 counter with your Kenji, so good drafting from Crazy Raccoon. They're willing to take the risk into the Surge as well, which is definitely displaying some confidence for me here. And Zeta Division, if they want to choose a tank, they're going to choose a tank, and it's going to be a Frank. Again, as we saw as well going through the players of Zeta, definitely a brawler which they're quite happy to pick up, and it's a bold one. It really is. I mean, I don't necessarily like his chances against the Gale, though.
I mean, it's my boy Meow's favorite brawler.
Exactly.
So, who knows
But
how
is it
who knows how well he's gonna. Yeah, you're kind of like, oh, okay, they've taken out tank counter. We'll just go a different one. But no, they actually go, okay, we're going to take your tank into a tank counter. It kind of baffles me a little bit, but I'm sure Zeta Division know what they're doing. They're going to get the stew along the way as well, and I do like that brawler. A very versatile, mobile brawler is going to be a big help for Zeta Division against these two. Kind of, Kenji's got a lot of mobility, but Stu can still get away.
I feel like this could be a very quick set in favor of Zeta. If they get this right, this Frank is either going to absolutely pop off and just destroy the defense and the bush along with it, or it's going to be a bit of a sort of waste of space, and I say that, and now the Primo coming in as well, it's going to provide an even tougher time for the Frank to really get the value that he's trying to bring to the table. I mean, the Stu can dance around the Primo. I mean, this is going to be a very aggressive set nonetheless, and that is what I'm excited for, Trav.
That's what I signed up for in the 2024 World Finals of Brawl Stars. Really exciting matchup here. Surge going to be doing a lot against these tanks, getting so many levels, but it's just a question of whether or not Crazy Raccoon are going to be able to force the ball in the net early enough for the Surge to not make the big difference if it gets to overtime. I'm liking my chances with Zeta Division here, but off the start, Tampo trying to move around this left-hand side. Good shots early on from both Gero and Naui. But Mao's going very aggressive. Should be able to pick up Tensai here. Thrown over his shoulder, though. Survives it out just a little bit longer. And a missed pass from Naui. But he is going to surely pick up this ball and get the goal. He misses it! Caught by Moya. And I can't help but feel that's a fumble.
A tense scenario there. One that I feel Zeta should have been able to handle. Meanwhile, Crazy Raccoon now pushing their way back forwards, and Tampo there giving a great amount of scrutiny to Naui. Almost found a triple kill, let's be honest. Moya trying to find the gap between the legs and throws the needle. It's not enough. It's the defense for Zeta.
Good defense from Zeta, but CR had a chance, couldn't quite execute it though. And a hypercharge ready to roll now for Naui, but who's in his face? It's Tensai on the Primo, gets one, hypercharge there, he's ready for the pass forward, goes in on Meow, gets the kill, and the Kenji's there too. CR take goal one of game one of Brawl Ball.
Very back and forth, but now the Frank hypercharge is there for Novi. He's going to be going straight towards the ball. If he gets this off and pulls it off, nice catch and pop as well prior to it. In the meanwhile, though, Tampa going on the aggressive, gets taken care of finally by Meow, and it's just Moya. But to be fair, of the one of the three brawlers to have on the side of Crazy Raccoon still standing, you want your Gale for defense.
Yeah, great pushback there from Moya on the left-hand side. Throws him straight into the hands of Tensai, who got a bit of supercharge along the way from it as well. Going to be able to meet Naui in open combat. Get wasted, super two. Kenji on the right-hand side. Surely a little 1-2 and a goal, but Meow. Oh no!
No!
They saved it, but they still force it in. Crazy Raccoon to match point.
They're starting to make this look easy. And it shouldn't be looking this easy against the reigning world champions. ZIUA are on the ropes. They've got to find an answer. The Frank is strong. I believe that they can still survive this set. But they've got to start making these moments count because Crazy Raccoon have just got all the momentum in their favor.
Kenji going in, not going to find a lot from it as well, and the gadget was used along the way. Stu trying to make some mobility of the right-hand side work now as well. Paired up with the Frank, who's going to be in range of Tensai once more, thrown over his shoulder. Pretty much lands him directly onto Stampo, but luckily able to survive for the side of Zeta Division. Using a super now, Moya in a tough position. We're going to see the tornado come down, but not going to be able to get a lot from it. Kenji actually slicing and dicing, but Meow will land straight on him and get the tree. Tensai gets a super along the way here. Might want to go for the goal. Chooses to turn back and think better.
Gero's just going to tickle him. Let's be honest, you've got to have Novi there in full force. Jumping in now then is Tensai cycling beautifully and staying alive, most importantly, as now Moya clears out the scraps. It's just Gero trying to buy some time, but in the meanwhile, he's got to get the ball clear, but he sends it straight back.
Tensai wants the super here. He knows he can score if he gets it. Moya's going to miss the super. What a bait from Gero. Little bait and switch in there, but Stampo dashing side to side, evading a few shots from Naui. Nice stuff from CR. 3v2 situation. Down goes another. Just the surge remaining, and it's not enough as Tensai slides it in. 1 minute 20 away from a win.
Zeta need a goal right now. Hypercharge there for Novi, and it should be enough time for PTS to get off. Tensai leads to the sky and jumps over the top of it. This forward's going to be forced forwards. A great swim from Moya, just 40 HP. Zeta have got to get this ball in the goal, and they do.
Just Zeta hold on. Super available from Tensai, but 3 on the side of Zeta Division. They're looking for a quick goal to follow up from that one. Meow get that cleared off the line by Gero. Kenji going in, trying to slice and dice, gets one, but now he's still here to defend. Can't get the pass off. Might be a breakaway for Zeta now. They want a chance. Shot's not there, and Tensai will be the one to defend.
So tense as now Crazy Raccoon joined this for the defense. Novi's got to heal up now. So much really pivots on this Frank pick, being able to make something happen here, but Tensai is the thorn in that very idea. Moya low, Stampo on the right-hand side low, also has got to be a pitch-perfect defense for Zeta here. 3 consecutive smashes, and Tensai's got to think twice.
Tensai still lives though. He's got all of them there. A little knockback available from Moya. Will use the hypercharge in there as well. Puts it into the hands of Tensai, who will corner the ball. Buy CR a bit of time for some respawns, but Meow wants the ball. He's trying to find it.
He gets it!
Jump. The knockback's there. Kenji's slicing, but the ball comes in. And Zeta Division live to fight another day.
The timing with that surge was absolutely perfect.
Can the pass go through?
What
And
a
he
save!
finishes the super in time and denies CR a goal.
An instrumental save, but now with Tensai coming in with super and the hypercharge, this can be forced through here. Meow comes in and actually makes the final save. It's down to Navi. Can he survive? Nice twister there from Moya just to ensure it. As Crazy Raccoon will equalize with a goal.
1 goal for the win, or 1 goal for a set number 3, and that will be decided. Hypercharge gets through.
my goodness!
Massive from Naui, but still nothing for Zeta, and they look to try and find another opportunity.
What incredible value, but it's not enough still, as Crazy Raccoon are holding their own and really making Zeta work for this one. It's just Moya. He can gadget on the ball, and he will do just that. Navi will get the stun, but they can't get the ball on the side of Zeta.
Yeah, now we're looking for a super now. Can break open all these walls with a single play, but yet to be able to get it. Kenji.
Here it is.
Moya, there's the super. Can they save it? Slice by Shitampo, who saves CR once again. Now it's them on the attack. Can they find the winner?
This is unbelievable, but it is still Crazy Raccoon. They're only 1 goal away from taking this series. A perfectly timed jump into the hands of Gero, who should be able to now dash force to get the ball. It's just Tensai, he's got gadget now as well, and that's got to be on the minds of Zeta.
Tensai goes for ball, but actually plays it straight into their hands once more instead of it. They get the pass, and the goal's there from Zeta Division. Provided to them on a plate by CR. They even the score. It's 1-1.
We are going all the way. What a pleasure to watch these 2 teams dance. Deservedly so for Zeta, a little bit of luck sprinkled in, but sometimes you need that to get back in the game, and it was not an easy comp to face into, not by a long shot. I was so worried for Novi, honestly, because that Frank is devastating into a Kenji. You're really struggling to land your shots. To see the plays he was able to establish in that, with that in mind, it was beautiful to watch.
What a jump from me out there on the defensive portion of the map, and now he did manage to force the ball in the end. Zeta Division doing a great job of holding on. When we expected ZIUA to kind of run away with it, they looked so confident.
There was the fumble, yeah, crazy, just landing straight at the feet of Geru, and Crazy Raccoon couldn't really recover from it. Definitely weren't expecting it to be the case, to be down so quickly. That was a beautiful pass too, really was. I mean, oh my goodness.
Au jucat cât de cât bine. Acum să vedem dacă câștigă Zeta Division, băieți.
And 21 DPS is crazy. It makes Tampo's 14 kills and 440. Look,
ia să vedem dacă câștigă Zeta Division. Avem egalitate aici. Mă scuzați de lag. Avem egalitate Crazy cu Zeta Division. Avem șanse mari poate să câștige Zeta Division, dar Crazy. Hai să zicem că aici e un pic mai greu, poate câștigă acest. Poate o să câștige partea aversă care n-am votat deocamdată. Ok, ia să vedem. Este egalitate acum. Bineînțeles că acum avem ultima probă, Bounty, să vedem dacă se califică acești Zeta Division să bată pe această echipă. Nu știu sigur dacă, sper să se califice, că nu mai ce să mai zic. Ce să mai zicem, băieți? Mai zicem că mai joacă ceva. Cred că au zis că așa. Eu zic că din cauza că ăștia au fost bătuți, Zeta Division a început să joace din nou, mi se pare. Zeta Division a început să joace din nou, cam așa, joacă din nou Zeta Division. Ia să vedem ce avem aici, să vedem ce ia Zeta Division. Avem în câteva secunde ne dă și ce ia Zeta Division. Poate dă. Avem un gaz, ok, un gaz pe Bounty. Pe Bounty? Bounty, vălău cu gaz. Bine, hai să zicem că merge, că gaz pe Bounty, hai să zicem că merge. Merge cât de cât. Hai să zicem că merge cât de cât acest brawler. Așa, să vedem. Următorul brawler avem Nani. Ok, acum să vedem. În echipa aversă avem un Reiti, care, dacă zicem, e aproape la fel ca Nani, dar cât de cât, dacă îi dai cu gaz, nu știu ce să zic, merge cât de cât, eu zic că merge. Ok. Ia să vedem. Avem 5 secunde. Avem pe Genie, ok, Genie cu Rit. Avem Nita cu, nu Nita, Nani cu Genie, nu știu ce să zic, Genie cu Nita, nu, Genie cu Nani, mi se pare ok, hai să zicem că cât de cât echilibrat meciul, hai să zicem că e echilibrat, dar ia să vedem ce ia următorul, ia să vedem, grei. Bă, acum să iau un brawler mai bun. Echipa Zeta Division cred că iau un brawler mai bun ca să-i bată pe Genie și cu RT, ca să reușească. Trebuie să iau un brawler mai puternic un pic, dacă e. Ia să vedem. Avem Penny, ok, Penny. Hai să zicem că merge Penny cu Nani și cu Grom. Hai să zicem că merge, Avem banați Tic, avem Sprout și Max și amândouă echipe au votat Sprout să se baneze și noul și brawlerul, ultimul brawler legendar a fost banat, bineînțeles, ce să mai zicem, nu mai putem zice nimic. Salut copilul, câte puncte ai pe contul mare? Eu am terminat, eu am 199. Salut copilul, salut, bine ai revenit Gabi Boss. Am 199 de... Eu n-am terminat încă Gabi Boss, deocamdată n-am terminat, mai am grămadă. Mai am vreo mult pe contul ăsta. Pe contul cel mare, contul secundar, cred că deja sunt aproape de terminare acolo contul secundar, dar intrăm și pe contul secundar să vedem care-i treaba. Ce mai face copilul? Nu te-am mai văzut de mult pe canalul meu. N-ai mai intrat de mult. Mi se pare că n-ai venit de mult timp. Cum mai ești? Ce ai făcut în vacanță? Cum a fost și vacanța pentru tine? Sau Gabi Boss, cum a fost vacanța? Să vedem dacă câștigă Zeta Division. Hai Zeta Division. Sper să dai și tu să câștigi și tu un match, că mi-ar fi bine dacă e. Dar eu n-aș dori să zic, da, nici nu să zicem că merge. Nici nu vreau să câștige, dar am ales acum pe Zeta Division ca să câștige, dar cred că asta este câștigătoarea, mi se pare. Ok, ia să vedem. Opa. Ok, Zeta Division poate câștiga. Mi se pare că da. Mi se pare că se apropie. Ok, avem 2000. Bine că avem 2000. Ok, avem 2000 de... E bun. Avem 2000 de astea. După aceea intrăm și pe contul cel secundar să vedem care-i treaba și după meciul acesta să vedem care-i treaba, să vedem dacă câștigă dacă câștigă Zeta Division, măcar meciul acesta e bun și mai cresc eu un pic aici. Dacă e, bineînțeles că mă ajută la puncte. Așa, ia să vedem. Ok, hai să mai dăm o dată ca să mai crească un pic. Ok. Nu prea nimerește, văd că Crazy, dar uite că a nimerit odată acum Bounty. Bine, hai zicem că Genie merge bine. Genie este foarte ok. Hai zicem că Genie e ok, dar Genie să tragi cu greu un pic. Hai zicem că este foarte ok, foarte ok să faci așa, dar nu. Ia să vedem. Ok, avem de-abia e aproape să zicem că ok, trebuie să ne merească odată un playerul ăla care are 3 steluțe ca să zică că gata. Da, sau mai stai că merge și trebuie să nimerească doar unul, un player, trebuie să nimerească doar un player și câștigă. Ok. Hai, nimerești odată player. Opa, hai, bravo. Așa te vreau, ok. Nu-mi zic. Bă, dacă nu nimerești. A câștigat prima rundă, ok, sper, e ultimul match, băieți, loleu. Ultimul match, băieți. Să vedem dacă câștigă Zeta Division sau echipa adversă din Japonia, nu știu ce să zic, joacă și bine și ăia japonezi ăștia, dar asta e echipă europeană, Zeta Division, dacă e, na, ținem cu echipă europeană, nu japoneză. Ok, ia să vedem. Bun. Aproape să nimerească echipa adversă. Îi pune în colț, văd că pe Zeta Division îi pune în colț și să-i nimerească, nu știu. Mai mult văd că încearcă să-i pună în colț, să-i nimerească, să stea în colț acolo. Nici măcar nu poate să miște foarte mult Zeta Division. Dacă face o mișcare greșită, perde și nu mai se mai califică. Nu face punctele.
Solid connection, but Tensai kept his cool and did not TP away. And Omi there so low, the shield is keeping going. And a perfect TP. No. Tensai couldn't get the follow up, but one takedown is all that sealed.
E bun și așa, două. Ce mănâncă? Să fie e bun și așa. Aoleu, nu. Trebuie să nimerească, nu știu cum să nimerească creierul. Trebuia să iau un Rico, mergea un Rico, dar Naka nu știu de ce nu au luat Rico Zeta Division. Acum trebuie să nimerească un player, ăla de 4. Și a terminat discuția. Dar nu știu ce să zic. Na, au pierdut. Asta e Zeta Division. Au jucat mai bine japonezi decât Zeta Division. Asta e. Am luat alegerea greșită aici. Asta e. Merge înainte. Am ales greșit. Ia să dăm meciul Chantu. Meciul Chantu, să vedem grupa Chantu, să vedem dacă au jucat ceva. Intru imediat să văd pe live-ul Chantu. Să vedem dacă au făcut ceva, sper să au făcut ceva pe bune acum, dacă nu au făcut nimica, la picioare că... Ok... La picioare că de ce să nu joace? Ok, hai să zicem că a jucat mai bine. Au jucat foarte mult, 100 avem, de-abia pe aici suntem și ne mai trebuie 4000, 5000, 6000, 7000, 800, 4500, 60, 70, 80, 90, mai trebuie încă 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reorduri. Mai trebuie 7, din păcate. Dar poate nimeresc ia să vedem. Chantă B, poate joacă mai bine în stran B, ia să vedem. Tensa, ha! Juca mai bine Tensa. Au fost ales de bine, înțeles că au fost ales de comunitate. Ce să mai zicem. Ia suntem la second game. Ok, de-abia a început meciul, bă. De-abia a început meciul acesta, bă. La...
It's been already unreal, Trav.
I mean, here we have it. We saw SK Gaming take down Elevate, and Pioneers managed to beat Space Station in quite a swift 2-0, I will say as well.
De-abia a început meciul la squad game. Ok, avem aici... Au luat-o... Ok, ăștia au câștigat în grupa asta. Same game, ok. Abia Mi se pare că abia încearcă acum să vad dacă câștigă cu echipa asta. Ok. Văd că se apropie de... stai un pic. Că nu e bine. Ba da, e bine mă, Ba da, e bine. Văd că dă mai mult damage. Dă damage, încearcă să dea damage. Nu-i bine încolo. Mamă, 2017, sincer, wow. Exit 2017. Cum asta e Jesse. Da. Ce să mai zicem? Eu mi-am zis votul că zici crezi. Eu mi-am zis votul ok. Bine bă, zic. Da mă Gabi. Exact ce ai zis. Ai jucat acum. Hai ziceți și voi Tommy sau nu mai, cred că iau pe Tommy, gata, m-am săturat de aia, echipa care am ales data trecută, cred că o iau pe Tommy, nu pe... Am ales într-un match pe echipa adversă pe asta și practic am pierdut match-ul, dar na, asta e. Ok, acum animații, ne dă animații. Cu El Primo, cu Jesse, bun. El Primo, ce face El Primo? Joci și tu un ring de box aici, gimnastică, El Primo, oh. El Primo box. Bine mă. Tămă? O iau pe tămă, Galbos, că am săturat. Nu mai, Zeta Division, cred că nu prea mai joacă așa bine, deci practic, data viitoare când văd echipa aia, o iau pe echipa aia, nu mai iau pe Zeta Division, nici nu mă mai gândesc la ea. M-am săturat, am pierdut meciul ăla, nu mai dau cu ea. De acum, poate câștigă meciul Ceantu, Skingam, că pot să-i sport, văd că a câștigat primul meci de ok. Și au mai câștigat un meci, ok, a câștigat un punct, ok. Mă uit și meciul Ceantu din grupa B, sunt două live-uri și mă uit și pe Ceantu. Da, deci au câștigat primul meci Schigames din Europa, bineînțeles. Așa că vedem următorul meci care cred că este altceva, ce să zic. Cred că câștigă campionatul, da, cred că câștigă campionatul Zeta Division, dacă a bătut-o pe Zeta Division, gata, clar că cred că echipa aia câștigă campionatul sau nu știu. Bine, hai să zicem că poate câștigă și altcineva, na, hai zicem că poate sunt șanse și pentru alți player, dar cum a jucat ăia, mi se pare că câștigă campionatul. Mi se pare că câștigă. Nu știu ce să zic. Mi se pare că câștigă cum să zic. Câștigă pe meritate. Zis. Pe meritate zis, avem așa. Avem aici Tony, doi italieni băieți și avem un spaniol. Spanie, ia uite spaniolul, Rico, favorit, favorit food, paste, băieți, opa, dacă ești împreună cu doi italieni înseamnă că îți place și pastele. E bun, e bun. Asta da. Asta da, e spaniole. E bun spaniol. Avem 3 braziliani aici, băieți. Mamă, că îmi bag capul. Eu am ales Europa, nu Brazilia aici. Ok, avem Brazilia, avem favorit Crow, Brawl. Ok, favorit Food. Burger. Mamă, e fometat de burger, îi place burgerul ăla, mamă, gustos de la, bă, nu știu de ce zice și favoritul food-ul, care e preferatul mâncării. Nu știu ce are sens pe jocul acesta. Bine, hai să zicem că merge asta, chestia asta. Merge, hai să zicem că merge. Predict, ok. Ok. Spain. Aoleu, Spain, wow. Aoleu. Știu gluma aia cu English sau Spain. English sau Spain, băi. Și dacă ziceai English, trebuia cuvântul ăla, bă, era o glumă, mă, English sau Spain, nu mai știu cum era, era cu, mamă, era pe trend acum câteva luni această chestie, era câteva luni treaba aia, da, na. Ia să dăm Zeta Division, nu Zeta Division, Red Totem, să vedem dacă câștigați italianii noștri. Sunteți apropiere de România, hai zicem că câțiva kilometri de România, zicem, dar mai trăiesc și români pe acolo. Ia să dăm, bine, este și un spaniol acolo, bineînțeles că dacă le place pastele, bineînțeles că se face un pic italian, hai zicem, nu știu, dacă îi place spaniolului paste, favorita lui pastele, nu știu ce să zic, ce să facem. Putea să zică altceva, dar na, e bun și așa. Să nu zică că echipa adversă că nu îi place acele lucruri de a lor, din aia, nu știu cum să zic. Nu știu cum să mai zic. Ok, ia să vedem. Avem Reptitoni. Frumos avem aici echipa adversă. Ok, ia să vedem cine câștigă aici. Nu știu ce să zic. Ok, ia să vedem. Ok, 320. Opa, au câștigat, bă, nu se poate, stai. Nu cred, au câștigat echipa aia, bă, Squad Kid Gamets, bă, au câștigat. Ia stai, câștigat, bă. Câștigat echipa aia. E bun. Nicio șansă pentru... Ce să mai zicem? Sau nu a câștigat, stai un pic că nu a câștigat. Bă, stai un pic că nu a câștigat. Mi-a dat acum punctele alea. Va. Mi-a dat punctele acum alea, bă. Ok. Mai are un match. Mai are de dat un match. Dacă câștigă acum avem. Ia să vedem, avem aici. Ok, au luat Frank Pote Sport, Frank, Kit și cu Max a luat echipa adversă de la Squid Game. Avem în echipa adversă care am votat-o eu este Derald, bineînțeles că hai zicem că bate un pic Kit, nu știu. Avem Serge. Hai zici că merge. Hai zicem că cât de cât mai joacă ceva. Să joace brosac cu abonație și YouTube și eu pe... o să joc și cu abonații, Mihai. Dar astăzi nu o să mă joc cu abonații. Azi nu mă joc cu abonații. Azi reacționăm la campionatul mondial, Mihai. Dar o să jucăm, o să încercăm de mâine, dacă a doua zi de jocul ăsta o să încep mai devreme și o să joc împreună, Mihai, bine? Acum reacționăm la campionatul ăsta, că trebuie să reacționăm. Ia să vedem, avem, au Gemgrad ăștia. Opa, joacă Gemgrad. Ok. Hai să vedem echipa versă, avem aici Orbit a luat, opa, avem, hai să zicem că Bell avem acolo, nu știu ce să zic, merge sau nu merge, hai să zicem că merge, Abit cu Ems, nu Ems, stai un pic, cu Ems, da, cred că, nu mai știu cum era, așa, cu merge cât de cât, hai zicem că merge, și ăla care îi dă viață un pic, hai, stai un pic, care îi dă, știți cum îl chema, nu mai știu cum îl chema, nu știu, am uitat, sunt foarte mulți bări și nu i-am reținut pe toți, de asta nu i-am reținut pe toți. Ok, ia să vedem. Ok. Dar cu fiecare brawler mai știu ce joc, bineînțeles că n-am uitat să joc. Ia să vedem. Cine câștigă aici, avem aici câștigat oare meciul acesta, ia să vedem. La Chant Live B, să vedem dacă câștigă. Oare câștigă? Uite că are primul meci câștigat, acum e a doua meci de Gemgrad, poate să câștige, dar dacă câștigă echipa Foot Sport, o să mai dau un meci dacă să se facă egalitate dacă e, dar nu cred că se face egalitate. Aici să vedem meciul acesta cum decurge în grupa B, în setul 1 pentru aceste două echipe. Sper că Replay Totem să joace bine, cât de cât să joace bine Replay Totem, da mă, da. Replay Totem să joace cum trebuie. Dar aici la Squad Games e aproape să câștige adversarii. Aoleu. Trebuie să facă ceva în legătură cu asta, nu știu ce să facă. Nu știu ce să zic. Maxul acolo a plecat cu 10 gemuri pe partea cealaltă. Hai. A reușit un meci, dar nu a câștigat egalitate din păcate. N-a făcut egalitate din păcate. Squigams n-au făcut încă, n-au luat un punct aia. Foot Sport trebuie să mai joace un meci ca să câștige un punct. Dacă e ce să mai zicem. Avem primul meci, avem aici, avem Haste. Ok, hai să zicem că merge Haste-ul, hai că merge și Haste-ul, no. Na, e bun și Haste-ul, cât de cât, mi se pare că e ok și Haste-ul. No. Cât de cât merge și Haste-ul, hai să zicem că merge. Ia să vedem. Ok. Ok, ia să vedem. Au dat damage ăștia. Au început nasol. N-au putut să ajungă să nimerească. Nu știu cum să ajungă să nimerească cu Haste. Nu știu cum o să facă să nimerească pe Haste, pe 8-bit și cu... Nu știu cum să zic. Nu știu cum să nimerească aceste echipă, nu știu cum, dar poate nimerește. Acum atrage să nimerească măcar câteva damage, dar nu știu. Vine... Ai un pic nervant care... Da, au dat foarte mult damage. Mult damage, dar mi se pare prea enervant și Belu. Da, așa e, un pic, era aproape. Și Belu un pic enervant, nu poate să dea damage și ei. Niciun damage. Aoleu. Ok.
So now it's dangerous here to be Angelo in general. Kyodog finally taken down by Maru, who's had a tough time trying to navigate this lane and constantly has to run into Adinho. Maru helps out, but he was exposed. He was marked as well, so it's a one-shot kill there for Firecrow. And still Reply Totem have not put a scratch on the SSG safe.
Ok, cred că câștigă Squad Gamez. Aici meciul acesta nu știu ce să zic. Nu știu ce să zic la meciul acesta. Niciun damage nu au putut să ajungă ei. Nu știu ce să zic, meciul acesta. Uite că a câștigat, bă, bine mă. A câștigat Gams. Da, dar nu au putut să facă egal. E bun, e bun. Da, nu au putut să facă egal Foot Sport. Și a câștigat meciul Ceantu din... uite că dă. Bă, nu te cred, au jucat în primele minute și au câștigat prima rundă, bă, nu te cred. Au făcut strategia aia care i-au omorât, nu știu cum, dar după aia au ajuns în partea aversă. Asta da, bun. Asta da, e bun. Dar acum s-au enervat acum echipa adversă, că era aproape și ei să câștige, dar ce să mai zică și ei, ce să mai zică, că nu, ce să mai zică ei, că nu trebuia să câștige. Na. Ok. Ok, ia să vedem.
Kyodog almost brought down after picking up that supply drop as well. Adinho going forwards, but uses that last shred of super. You get 3, and only 1 remain for him, but a bit of burn down.
E egalitate acum, dar ok. Au prins curaj. Au prins curaj ăștia și dau damage. E bun. Au prins curaj. Bine că au prins curaj. Ok. Nu mai au tupeu acum. Dar s-au enervat un pic. Și au încercat să facă ceva, dar nu prea pot. Din păcate, dacă s-au enervat, degeaba. Că au dat mai mult damage. Au dat mai mult damage echipa Chance. Nu se mai pot apropia cu Bel și cu Conore Raft, nu prea mai se pot apropia cu ei, cu Amber și cu Abid, că cred că ăștia sunt mai buni ca să zici că apără zona pe haste. Aici zicem că merge și așa. Ok, aproape să câștige primul match. Am dat predict bun. Și au câștigat primul match aici. Uite că au câștigat și primul match. Au câștigat și primul match aici. Bine că au câștigat. Ok. Mario, au jucat. Ăștia m-au jucat mai. Uite că a dat damage mai mult. Hal au dat Abit cel mai mult. Hai zice că Bel și cu Bel e echipa aversă. Nu am putut să Doar Bella ca bine. Echipa versă. Să mai zicem.
Incredible rosters. And I got man, Mario looks sick. I'm gonna be honest with you. He really handled Adinho. Once Reply Totem got a feel for the tempo that Melody wanted to bring, they played just outside of Adinho's range.
Hai că jucăm, băgăm.
And dared Adinho to come up and challenge.
I mean, you can see how much Adinho has done for this team, but all of that was in game number 1, and Reply Totem still managed to secure that as well.
Aproape de 6.000. Avem... Ne mai trebuie încă 4 recompense aici. Mai trebuie 4 recompense aici și cam ne ducem pe cealaltă cont. Pe cealaltă cont mergem după ce facem acestea. Ok, 6.000, 7.000, 80.000, ok. Aproape. Ia să dăm la Gemgrad, dacă câștigă această echipă, mergem mai departe. Hai, zice că joacă mai bine acum. 1-0 pentru Lepi, da, am văzut Gabi Boss, am văzut. Eu zic că câștigă Repi Totem. Câștigă. Dacă nu câștigă, cred că se lasă cam slab dacă nu câștigă acum meciul următor. Aici să luăm pe long sau pe... Nu știu ce să zic. Long sau Zeta Division. Dacă au jucat Zeta Division, cam... nu știu ce să zic, luăm long. Cred că luăm long. Sau Zeta Division. Hai, zicem că merge și Zeta Division. Hai, zicem că Abalabale poartă o ca la Zeta Division. Nu. Hai că îi băgăm Zeta Division. Ce să mor? Hai că o băg pe Zeta Division pe partea cealaltă. Poate merge Zeta Division. Poate mai slabă decât echipa cealaltă, dar nu. Nu știu.
It just represents a huge amount of pressure across the map. The Clancy gets picked up here. Well, again at level 3, probably the scariest brawler in the game. Does an unbelievable amount of damage and gets an empowered super as a result of that. But, you know, seeing the Nita coming in, hypercharged here for Worlds, means that Bruce is a real threat.
Avem Gemgrad. Ok, au luat Nita. E bun. Nita de astea șmechereri. Merge, hai să zicem că merge. Merge cât de cât chestiile astea.
Clancy, definitely going to be a big help against the Daryl, and the same goes to be said for the Surge too. I just still have to question Penny mid. Yes, it's going to be okay against the Gus. It's got some more range thanks to a nice little balance change that Penny got. But is it going to be enough to stave off the Nita Bears? Yes, splash through them, but the Daryl rolling in as well is just such a big thing that you've got to account for when you're playing that.
Pare tare cum au organizat acum.
Surge and Clancy, when powered up, are going to be devastating for the Daryl. And the same goes for the gem carrier as well. If you've got a level 4 surge, hypercharge running, the amount of range, the amount of
de-abia așa o să înceapă.
On top of the brawlers, like the Penny who's going to be able to splash through this Bruce, like the Clancy who's going to be completely leveled up by the end of this game, I'm sure, against the Daryl. And if not, something's gone wrong.
This, of course, is Reply Totem's first outing for 2024 Worlds. Regardless of the result in this match, they will be facing Kansas City Pioneers in their last game of the group. That will be a blockbuster.
Hai să dăm de asta. Ia să dăm aici dacă câștigă ceva sau nu. Ok, deocamdată au luat doar un gem. Luat doar un gem, văd că. Au luat doar un gem aici. Ok. Trebuie să aibă grijă. Trebuie să mai fac niște... Nu știu cum să... Ok, init acolo. Ok, ia gemuri acolo. Se apropie. Se apropie de numărul. Nu trebuie. Ok.
Has picked up a couple of gems, doesn't want to give them away too cheaply. So Mari now will be the prime aggressor here for Reply Totem, but if they just play the slow game, pick up the gems...
Trebuie să mai iau două gemuri. Uite că mai luat un gem.
And what do you say about that? This is what we said. Reply Totem are going to look to win in the early stages of the game. Kyodog is still level 2. I'm pretty sure Adinho was still level 2 as well. They need to both be level 3 to have any impact here. And that was a pretty anemic showing from the South American squad. Reply Totem got this so far on lock.
No sign of a space station.
Ok, acum să vedem dacă câștigă. Meciul acesta. Meciul acesta trebuie să câștige, nu se poate. Ok.
Reply Totem would love a win here, which would mean that they go through pretty much either way. Yeah, that penny down.
Mai este 2 like-uri și face și noi 20. E bun. E bun. Dacă e.
Already doing better. They've picked up more gems than they had in the entirety of their previous game. Reply Totem pinching down now on Adinho, tries to get a bit of a look in. Gadget going to be used. Not find any connection. Slight waste there. He just needs these levels, but Maru has the roll on this right side.
Joacă cât de cât.
Going to be caught in it as well, slowed down and killed. Mortar already, but Maru's just going to go for that. Say goodbye to that. Okay. Short-lived.
Nice turret, bro. Notice there, Adinho tries to use his gadget to get extra credits built up, but he's not ready for Maru, who's now starting to flex on him a little bit. Showing off the big hunters behind the boxes. Firecrow's been pulled away from the middle.
Sunt în avantaj, văd.
Some deadly interference, and he gets a kill there as well. Sheer audacity.
Slight lead, but down goes Chaos.
Okay.
The completely open now, Bear. Barreling down this left-hand side, trying to leave these gems. They don't want to pick them up. They'll wait for the Gus to come back and reclaim them, but puts himself at risk instantly to do so.
Maru's going to pick up some as well. Here comes Maru. He's in a great spot.
Okay.
He managed to get value off the gadget that doubles his incoming tokens from damage done. So now Clancy is at his strongest. Kyodog also level 3.
So much power from the space station side right now.
Da, sunt în avantaj tare, mult. Câte puncte ai? Am 620 am aici. Pe contul ăsta am 620. No, nu cred. Câștigă echipa adversă. No. Bă. Nu câștigă prima rundă, bă. Da, au câștigat prima rundă pe Gengrad. A doua rundă de Gengrad, bă. Nu se poate. A jucat altfel, bă. A jucat altfel. Din păcate, cam ce să mai zicem.
Again, keep an eye on Adinho. He doesn't mind dying early if it means he gets those credits built up. With the use of the gadget, he'll throw it out when he thinks he's going to get into a fight. He can just dump all of his ammo into one of these tanks.
In the mid portion of the map, Maru catches Kyodog out, but he does get a level 2. Nice super up there from Kyodog, uses another one, but wastes level 3. Thought he was going to be able to do it, but if anything, a slight misroll from Maru keeps him alive.
Yeah, it's funny. I think Maru maybe wasn't looking to line it up that way, so Kyodog back to level 2. Adinho, his star power gives him half
merge. Cât de cât merge. Bine că merge. Merge cât de cât.
Looking a little bit more dangerous here through the map as he clips Chaos.
Okay.
4 gems to Chaos's name. Nice little dodge. Maru wants to try and follow up on the damage. He gets Kyodog, resets that level a little bit more. And Maru not going to stick around. Maru's now been able to slip up that right hand side, and Adinho is really struggling to find damage. And Clancy looking more like Plankton.
No.
Maru drops, but job
Au 6 la aproape de să elimine pe ăla. Are 7. Cum îl elimină pe ăla cu 7 pe Penny?
Very close to level 3 as well. Adinho about to become an absolute menace. Pops gadget. Murray sees it, doesn't actually hit him, so nothing gained for Adinho during that window. Now the pressure mounts.
Dacă moare ăla, e gata. E cam rip.
Points of pure HP, folks, and Kyodog is feeling the pressure. Maru moves up. Now forced to back away a little bit, and Adinho is barely alive. Here comes the bear.
Ia, bine, așa. Și ăla trebuie să se ducă mai departe. No!
Oh my goodness! Reply totem have let it slip. Chaos got picked off in the middle of the map.
Space station living to fight another day, but down the bottom Adinho pick that up and now.
Aoleu, nu te cred. Au luat toate, bă. Bă, nu te cred. Știi că primul meci... No! Este! No! Nici... A câștigat primul meci, bă, a făcut egalitate. Pa! Cât mai durează, bă, aici.
Station Gaming, the #1 seed from South America, gets into the game.
Refused to fall. I want to see this back. I was expecting Tome to walk over them, but eventually Chaos went down in the back lines of Reply.
Da, practic.
Must have been a great pinch from Adinho coming in there as well. Wonderful stuff from Space Station to be able to turn this
practic aici a jucat, nu știu ce să zic. N-au putut să facă nimica, din păcate, nu știu. Au pierdut făcut egalitate, dar nu știu ce să zic, dacă ar fi să fie alt player.
Kyodog at 298 DPS over the course of the set. Devastating stuff, finding 8 kills. That surge continues to prove lethal to these tank-heavy compositions.
Ok, jucat dat cel mai multe în echipa adversă. Ce să mai zic, au făcut, dacă nu câștigă la Hozon, au pierdut meciul acesta, din păcate. Ok. Avem Hozon aici frumos și mapa cea nouă, bineînțeles, asta e mapa cea nouă. Asta e mapa cea nouă.
Reply Totem know that if they win this one, they go to day number 2, whether that be in the first or second seed. The bans are in Kenji, Larian, Laurie and Mo over the left hand side, and the first pick of Clancy for Reply Totem, whose bans will be the Stu, the Mortis and the Frank.
Once again, Clancy means you want to play for a longer game. Some game types in Brawl Stars simply are longer by definition. They tend to be dragged out a little bit more.
Okay.
Yeah, some key bands of Frank obviously getting taken away. We saw Pioneers look second best over on the B stream. They looked absolutely terrifying on that brawler, showing us exactly why he is so powerful. Saw it obviously in one of the earlier matches here on the main stream too.
Nu știu ce să zic. Hai să intrăm și pe Chantul. Senteng. Ok. Select. Trebuie să intri pe Chant, bă. Ca să vezi. Bă, sincer că N-ai cum să schimbi așa instant cum dorești tu. Ok.
Again, if a map like Open Business, you can really close the gap. You know, that cardboard box gadget is very helpful, of course, to get kit within striking distance. This level, kit is used far less supportively and far more aggressive.
Avem un clank aici. Hai zicem că pe clank Hozon. Ce să zicem că clank Mage Hozon. Hai zicem că Mage Hozon nu cu clank. Hai zicem că și Barley cu kit, cum să atace cu kit cu Surge? Hai zicem că kit e de aproape, de la distanță și Barley un pic distanță. Și bine, Barley poate să dea atac mai departe. Hai zicem că merge. Hai zicem că merge. Merge Barley, dar acum să iau un brawler mai complicat pentru search pentru... Ok, Amber. Hai zicem că merge Amber. Merge Amber. Mi se pare, da. Eu zic că merge Amber. Hai zicem că merge Amber cât de cât. Ok, avem gaz. Echipa adversă.
Reply Totem going to try stay out the way, probably move the barley over to the surge, prevent those levels being gained. And even when surge goes down, those levels are going to be reset. But if he can get Clancy all the way up, even death doesn't stop him from being powerful.
Homie does not get reset. And it just becomes terrifying. He is probably the strongest brawler in the game because his super does 20%
acum avem haste adevărat, băieți. Aici.
Let's see how this plays out now. Mari again wants to throw down
avem haste adevărat aici.
Heliotonic being used here by Totem. Mari though under big pressure early. Adino gets in his face. Kaidog also with gadget pop. Totem respected.
Ok. Deci joacă aici. Deja au mai mult la sută, au 17. Uite că au 24, stai un pic, au 28. Au 20, are 31, 34, hai să zicem că crește ei. Ok. Ok, merge cât de cât. Ok, aoleu, nu, sărit, bă. Dacă nu face nimica, nu știu ce să zic. Dacă nu faci nimica, egalează cu așa, aproape egalat, scot egal, au dat peste, văleu. Nu prea au ales bine, Chito un pic mai bine decât, merge mai bine. Sau uite că dacă faci ceva, nu știu, Amber, dacă apără, ajunge la egalitate. S-au dus, prima rundă n-au putut face nimica, din păcate, nici n-au putut nimica. Ce să mai zicem? Ce să mai zicem, că n-au putut să fac nimic.
Space Station with that first round here. Reply Totem now at risk of seeing this game slip between their fingers.
Okay.
We see again straight away healing gadget being used there by Chaos. Adino dives in, but the follow-up isn't quite there. He has to get it done himself, so that results in a trade. But elsewhere, Kaya.
Iar și ăștia câștigă și runda asta și gata. Hai. Au câștigat runda și gata. Nu mai ai cum să faci nimica, din păcate. sunteți numai... Ia să schimbăm și noi cont un pic. Cât durează să fac ei. Mai am 7, 80, 90, 100. Aia. Hai, până la 10.000 ce urmează? Mâine avem un emot, ok, cât de cât avem o legendară. Cred că e cam, stai 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nu, cred că e până aici, stai un pic. Cam până la legendară. După aia până aici este în down 3, cred că. Da, 3 PM, 3 PM. Da, na. Aoleu. Și-au bătaie, bă. Și-au bătaie, oare? Nu se poate, iau bătaie, bă. Frate. Se iau bătaie, așa. Foarte. Și-au bătaie, așa. Nu știu ce să mai zic. Ok, se protejează. Încearcă să facă protecții, să egaleze. Asta e bine, e bine, e bine. Dar să nu-i atingă, bă! Să nu atingă ei. Așa, așa, e bun. O egalat. Hai! Hai, repli, Tom! Ha! Hai, hai! Au câștigat și ei o rundă, bă! O rundă! Bine, mă, o rundă! E bine, mă, bine, bine, bine. O rundă, bă! O rundă au jucat și ei o rundă de poză, ok. Acum să vedem ce bătălie aveți. Ce bătălie avem aici. Aici e decisivă. Meciul acesta e decisiv. Asta e decisivul decisivelor. Ok.
Super. Already available for Adinho, but Kyodok's trying to stay away from Chaos, who's doing so much. Adinho jumps on in. He's gonna go down. Last call comes in as well. Kyodok's so low. An SSG.
Okay.
Started in a perfect set is slowly slipping away.
Face mai mult acum. Ține tot. Să țin așa ca să câștige. Chit ăla e un pic nervant. Atacă prea... E atacă prea tare. E atacă prea tare. De asta. Și acum crește și ăștia. Dacă nu fac nimica.
Firecrow goes a little bit low now, but has a super up. Adinho, oh, they can't get it healed up in time. Kyodok going to be the one to get the shield instead. And Chaos steps up.
Ok, așa. Ține, o să țină așa și câștigă.
Back in the mid, 30% standing between them and day 2 of the World Finals. Firecrow takes a few shots to face it, now level 3. Devastating for them now. Adinho goes in, might be able to get Mori here, not enough DPS. Kyodok, the last one alive, can he keep SSG in this? He can't stand him, that's
ok. Aproape câștigă. Ha. Trebuie să doar să chitul ăla. Ok, a câștigat câștigat și meciul acesta. A câștigat și echipa aceasta. Nici pomeneală să câștige echipa versus Spartan. Nici o pomeneală. Ce să mai câștige? Câștige vedete. Ești pe omeneală, uite că avem crescut un pic. Crescut cât de cât. Mai avem un pic să ajungem la 80. 80-90. E bun. 80-90. Mai trebuie un pic. 80-90. Încă câteva meciuri și cam terminat pe prima zi. Cam terminat. Bine, e bun, e bun. Uite, gata. Suntem aproape. Și terminăm și prima zi, terminăm punctele și mergem și pe contul cel secundar. După ce terminăm pe contul ăsta, mergem pe secundar să vedem care e treaba. Salut Andreea Oficial, salut Andreea Oficial, bine ai venit pe chat. Ok, au dat damage foarte mult, Kyo Dog, Recom, hai să zicem că merge. Ce mai face Andreea Oficial? Acum încercăm să mai reacționăm și dacă ai observat, încercăm să reacționăm la acest mare campionat Brawl Stars și mâine o să jucăm și cu abonații, bineînțeles, că dacă ați auzit, o să mă joc și cu abonații, o să deschid mai repede live-ul de Down 2 de la campionatul ăsta mâine, așa că te aștept mâine o să joc cu abonații. Dacă e, dă și tu un like acolo, mă ajută foarte mult și mersi că dacă ai dat un like acolo.
Some would argue they might deserve the win. We've seen this in the world in the past. These quality teams come out and unfortunately just stumble. It's really about how you can get your motor running, how quickly you can get started.
Ia să vedem. Avem Luminoston. Ok, avem Zeta Division. Ok, echipa grupa B au luat două înfrângeri aici acolo la grupa B. Ok, replay totemul un câștig, două înfrângeri acolo, două câștiguri Games, ok, e bun, nu e rău, ce să mai zicem.
Câte ai făcut multe. Au câștigat atunci Zeta? Raccoon.
Da, joc mai bine aia. Echipa aia joacă mai bine. Joacă mai bine cât de cât.
Take a deep breath. We're going to see more of the very best brawl in the world played out for you right here.
Ce să mai zicem? Ok.
The 2024 Brawl Stars World Finals are brought to you by ESL, Monster Energy, and DHL.
Ok, dă și animații un pic. Hai să zicem cum merge. Până dă animații, hai să schimbăm și noi contul să vedem câte puncte avem. Pe ce cont. O schimbăm contul și pe aia schimb cont. Intrăm și pe contul secundar să vedem ce avem. Ok, suntem aproape. Va, cât de aproape. Aici pe contul secundar, ce să mai zicem, cât de aproape suntem, frumos, ne mai trebuie un pic de puncte, nu știu de unde să luăm punctele. Da. Trebuie să ne mai dăm niște puncte aici și pe aia mutăm pe contul mare. Acolo trebuie să facem și noi niște puncte mai multe. Ok, avem aici, dacă câștigă aici, hai să mă mut pe echipa ceantă. Stai un pic că trebuie să mă mut pe contul seant că trebuie să votez. Așa, votez pe ăsta, echipa asta. Ce să mai zicem? Ok. Hai să vedem în continuare meciurile care sunt meciurile ce câștigă astăzi, cine câștigă. Ia să vedem ce meciuri mai avem. Zeta Division. Zeta Division, avem aici Zeta Division cu Luminton. Ok, mai sunt vreo 6 meciuri. Face 2 cu 2, hai zicem 2 cu 2. E bun.
Their opponents are an impressive roster who keep surprising everybody along the way. But let's see if they
Dau
can
cu 2, hai să
that
zicem
trend.
că
It's Semantic, Luki,
mai
and Boss. They are humble.
aici ne mai trebuie o victorie aici. Și cam asta e și ia să vedem.
Look at Humble because I tell you what, coming out of EMEA as a number 1 seed carries with
Îi dau
I think so. At least that's where I'm
start.
going predictions, and they were the number 1 seed in EMEA all year long. And a big reason for that
Așa,
is the
gata.
experience that he's had, especially considering this roster was kind of thrown together. I know they didn't expect to play with each other this year.
Sper să meargă mai
Some
bine.
leftover players who couldn't quite find their home,
Right.
but they have certainly made something of it this year.
Yeah, Semantic was, saying towards the end of last year, like, I'm trying to find a team that I really feel I can make a deep run here. So he turns to, this roster, of course, which has turned out to be fantastic. I mean, Luki, player that doesn't get talked about enough, the winner of the 2023 Brawl on Door Rookie of the Year.
Ok, merge conexiunea cum trebuie.
Extremely talented, and alongside
Ok,
Boss,
merge conexiunea cum
this team has
trebuie,
really made
ok.
waves in their home region.
E bun
They've
așa.
recently played up against Eternal
Hai
Fire
să
in
punem și ecranul mai mare.
set series in that last month
Lasă-mă așa.
in EMEA.
Ia să vedem dacă câștigă astăzi.
Eternal Fire have really grown in strides over the course of this year, but this is the time to come alive. This is the time to peak, and for Humble, it's a matter of demonstrating that same level of supremacy as we saw domestically.
Sper să câștige. Poate câștigă, da. Eu zic că câștigă. Eu zic că câștigă, băieți. Nici o șansă. Nici o șansă. Bine, hai să zicem că și Europa joacă bine aia din Europa, da. Ce mai mult, eu zic că câștigă echipa aceea.
The French support is pretty real. Now, shouldn't be surprised because every World Finals we've had, the French turn out and make it
Ia să vedem
jump in here and just
care
to our picks and bans.
birourile care se banează, băieți.
Ope had to do a lot of
Care sunt birourile care sunt banați? Sunt curios, băieți. Care e biroul care sunt banați? Ok, acum apare acușa banații. Ok, a ales Moe Cold. Oh, Cold. A zis că cred că e bun Cold, băieți. Da. Avem Nani, băieți. Un Nani în aversar. Ok, ia să vedem echipa versus ce avem noi. Noi avem astăzi. Avem
obviously use Kenji's incredible kit as well for damage mitigation and healing to jump in and get those key assassinations. So, Nani on
în adversari.
on a map like this
Sare,
makes
ia
perfect
să
sense. These peeps come in, can put a lot of pressure down.
Ok, avem un
Okay. Chuck picked up here for Humble.
Crow.
They tipped their hand early in the
E
draft.
bun, nu e rău.
Train conductor, and to your point, if you pick this early, you gotta watch out. There are certainly counter opportunities in a draft setting when you go this early. I'm curious if they pair one of those typical counters and just take it away. Bell gonna be the selection here. Stability.
Okay,
long range
Bell.
brawler. This is a brawler that they also were interested in earlier today in their other match.
And she offers you great map control. If you can set up, get forward, and put those nest eggs down. Anytime a defender steps up, it's likely curtains for them if they get slowed down. I mean, you can basically auto-aim them with that point and knock them out. So for Eternal Fire, there's a question of how do we advance our own game plan and what do we have to answer a Chuck? In the past, we've seen Cordelius used to take Chuck out of the fight. Anything that can really pull him away.
Ce să mai fie aici?
BB as well, used defensively to try and knock him off.
Aoleu, Amber.
Because once he sets up, once he gets those
Bell cu Amber, nu știu ce să zic. Hai, zicem că merge. merge cât de cât, hai zicem că merge cât de cât. Acest, bine zis, bine zis, acest merge cât de cât, hai zicem că merge.
I wonder if they want to all in. We see this a lot actually. Teams, when they see Chuck, they realize, okay, we need to race against the Chuck composition. Dive on in, get more safe damage down, and no one better than Bull.
Aoleu, cu Bull.
And try and get in that safe damage as early and as often as possible. So Humble now, knowing this, have to ask themselves, what do we
Au
have
câștigat Zeta Division oare?
down to knock him off course?
Aoleu, egalitate Zeta Division aici, băi. Egalitate Zeta Division, mă, nu. Nu te cred. Egalitate, bă. Câte puncte mai ai? Mai am puțin, Guy Boss, mai am 809 pe contul acesta, mai îmi trebuie 110. Contul secundar vreo 100 și ceva, cam așa. Îmi trebuie doar butonul. Hai, dă-mi butonul, băi. Oare îmi dă cam atâta. E binișor, da, știu că e binișor. E aproape termin și eu, Guy Boss. Dar eu n-am terminat mai devreme că n-am intrat și pe amândouă conturi. Uite, acum gata, am terminat. Mai îmi trebuie doar 100. Bă, mi s-a blocat. Mai îmi trebuie doar 100 și gata. Mai trebuie 100 și gata, reward-ul. Cumpără oferta aia cu 50 de coinsuri. De ce, mă, Guy Boss? Merită oferta aia de 50 de coins, bă. Merită? Merită Guy Boss sau care-i faza? Ok. Da, merită. Da, cât costă? Nu merită? Nu merită, bă. De ce mă păcălești, mă? Ce să bag eu 50 de coins, mă? Consuri ca să nu merită deloc. E pesul mai bine. Da, iau mai bine pesul decât ia uite că a câștigat primul meci. Că mă, bă. E bun, e bun. Au jucat bine, au jucat pac, sac, poc. Hai că mai știu să joace echipa din Europa. Mai știu să joace dacă e. Joacă. Au jucat cât de cât bine. Hai să zicem că au jucat cât de cât au putut să joace. Dar ia să vedem acum următorul meci. Dacă nimerec ceva sau nu. Că mă, bă, da, mă, da. Că mă, bă, da. Exact. Ok. Ia să vedem dacă câștigă și ei primul meci. Ok. Ok. Aproape. Uite că au dat un pic damage. Cât de cât au dat și ei niște damage. Cât de cât să fie. Merge așa. Ia să vedem. Uite că merge acum, merge mai bine. Trebuie să-i mai dau restart deodată, din păcate, ok. Aproape, 10, hai. Mai trebuie un pic damage. Un pic damage. Un pic de damage, băieți. Mai trebuie un pic damage. Uite că au făcut și ei, au reușit și ei un match. Cât de cât e bun meciul ăsta.
It's a composition where they tip their hand early in the draft, Kenny. They show that chart. They say, here's our game plan. What are you going to do about it?
And they answered it with boom. And unfortunately for them, I don't know if it was a holistic draft composition, if it's just a little bit of jitters at the big world stage. It was not clicking in this set number 1. Eternal Fire just seemed to be caught off guard.
Yes, damn.
Answer. It was either Chuck charging in, heavy DPS, and honestly, Lukey, the mechanics looked unbelievable at this guy. So many dodges, so many connections, the damage amplifier to bring down
Okay.
Bull. It just felt like
Gata, merge mai bine, sper. Uite, acum trebuie să-i stau un pic. Stau un pic așa, ca să se încarce BPM. Ok, acum ai un semnal cât de cât ok. Și acum îi dau aici și gata. Merge. Merge cât de cât merge, ok.
Yeah, I mean, the consistency that he's being able to put that damage out, especially given that Eternal Fire aren't grouped.
Jucam cât de cât aici.
Get free bounce damage in between them. And the map control translating into those nest eggs being deployed makes it hard for someone like Ope to really get in anyone's face at all. All right, we're going to move on. Hard Rock Mine it is, and for Eternal Fire, they've just got on the stage. This is their first game.
Ok, avem Gemgrad.
They're going to be given a lot of time to shake these jitters off.
There's not a lot of room for error. I mean, especially
Avem Gemgrad, e bun și așa un Gemgrad. Nu știu ce să zic.
Eternal Fire obviously have this match and one more for the rest of the day, but Humble with a winning set here can secure themselves a guaranteed spot in our quarterfinals tomorrow.
Un Gemgrad, mi se pare, da, hai să zicem că merge Gemgrad. Gata, ai terminat? Nu am terminat. Mai trebuie, băieți. Ai terminat? Da, cred că am terminat. Cam așa am terminat. Nu am terminat, mai îmi trebuie un pic, dar e un bug. E un bug, guy boss. Uite, acum e gata. Gata. Gata, băieți. Merge bine.
So much stronger since that star power made his first shot to 150% damage. Now, he can really
îi dau un pic, așteptați un pic. Îmi dă eroare, văd că. Ok. Drop fair. Ok, merge acum. Gata, am terminat, băieți, am făcut 100. Hai să intru pe contul secundar. Intrăm și pe contul secundar să vedem dacă am terminat și pe contul secundar, oare? Yes, damn. Da, am terminat și pe contul secundar. Câte puncte mai am? Mob, ha. Dar nu mai se mai pune. Ce frumos. Da, băieți. Cred că cam atât a fost. GG, băieți. Am reușit tot contul. Am reușit amândouă, nu mi-a dat, nu știu de ce, uite că mi-a dat și tot. Gata. Poți să închid și live. Nu știu ce zic. Da, cred că închid live-ul. Am terminat, băieți. Am terminat acest. Hai mă, cu 50 de coinsuri. Am terminat prima zi de reorduri. Dacă voi, dacă mai vreți să vă mai uitați, puteți mai vă uitați și la alți creatori. Eu cred că închid și mâine o să stau, cred că toate meciurile, că bineînțeles că vreau să, dacă fac aceste puncte, o să mai stau ca să văd care sunt finaliștii. Gabi Boss, mersi că ai stat, mai mult ai stat tu, mersi că ai intrat cât de cât ai stat și tu, Gabi Boss, mersi că ai intrat și ne revedem data viitoare, mersi că ai intrat și ne revedem data viitoare și pa! Și vă mulțumesc mult că am făcut și noi 20 like-uri.